Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the mighty MCG for the round 22 clash against the two oldest foes in football, Collingwood and Carlton. They played in the very first game of football in the VFL against each other, and they line up again tonight. And don't worry that neither are playing finals for the first time since 1998 in the one season. When Collingwood goes out to play Carlton, nothing is left in reserve, and you can see the determination in the eyes of the Collingwood skipper, Nathan Buckley. And Mick Malthouse has built this up during the week, Gary Lyon, as Collingwood's grand final. It's as close as the Magpies will get to one this year, so it's all on the line tonight. No excuses against the old foe Carlton.
None whatsoever, Ed. Good evening to you and evening to all our viewers. I tell you what, whoever wins takes the bragging rights for 6 months too. That's motivation enough. If Collingwood get up, they leapfrog over the top of Carlton. As we have a look at the AFL ladder, a superior percentage will mean they jump over Carlton, and Carlton have had their measure for most of the season, so that would be a bitter pill to swallow for the Carlton fans.
Well, the Magpies have been going well against the Blues in recent years, and then earlier this year, Collingwood had the Blues on the racks, only for Carlton to kick 6 goals to 1 to run over the top in a famous victory for the Carlton Football Club by 9 points. They run onto the field tonight, led by Anthony Koutoufides, who was back to his brilliant best last week. And of course, Nick Stevens, who was almost a Pie, but certainly now a Blue, and it's going to be on tonight, Gary.
It's one of the great coaching achievements, I think, of this year. The Coach of the Year goes to the Premiership coach, but Dennis Pagan would have to be in consideration, because when you look at this side, a lot of names that people wouldn't be that familiar with. Carazzo in the back pocket, Bentic across half-back, Bannister as well on the centre wing. These are all young men that have been given a chance in AFL footy, and they haven't let them down. At the top end of the scale, a big push on at the moment for All-Australian selection for Matthew Lappin, and also Nick Stevens would come into some sort of consideration given his, particularly his second half of the AFL season.
There's been a big year for the Blues, 16 new players coming into the Carlton lineup, and Gary, let's have a look at a few of them.
Yeah, we put the report card across them. Nick Stevens has had an A-grade season, Eddie. I don't think there's any worries, as has David Teague. What a wonderful player he has become. Brett Johnson not in this week. Dennis Pagan said the long season got him. Heath Scotland's had a great year coming from Collingwood. Bowyer from Hawthorn, just been solid and consistent. McGrath, big second half of the year. Just started to get some confidence. Bannister, run with roll. He's been a C-grade player. Then we start to get the ones that haven't been all that well. I think Digby struggled. I think Daniel Harford's time's almost up. I think David Clark and Ricky Mott, well, they've been stamped pretty hard, and it might be the end of their AFL careers. So, for anyone's reckoning, that is a successful period of introducing new blood into your team. Congratulations
to Ben Johnson, bit of an Olympic theme as well. 100 games for Benny Johnson, who'll fare well in the Copeland Trophy this year. Last game of the year, nothing to lose, beat the Blues. It's as simple as that. Let's go down to Tony Jones. He's with the Collingwood coach, Mick Malthouse.
Well, it's certainly got a September feel to it, Eddie, that's for sure. And Mick, it says a lot about these two clubs to bring a crowd out like this.
Well, for 112, I think, well, I don't know how many years, 112 we'll say, of a war between the two clubs, if you like. A lot of respect, but at the end of the day, I don't think there's any love lost between the two clubs. We're trying to assure ourselves today that we don't want to go down twice in the 1 year. So there's no holes barred today as far as we're concerned. We just get out there, make sure we're not stupid about it, but we've got to play hard footy. We know that. We play to win. We're going to play together, and there's a couple of boys out there that have got an opportunity to crank start their 2005 season, if you like. So they're being tested. So it'll be a great opportunity to play against one of the in a great rivalry, if you like, the two clubs.
All right, we'll leave you to it. Thanks, Mick.
Mick Malthouse with Tony Jones, and can I say after last week's game against Port Adelaide, Mick Malthouse peeled the paint off the coach's room talking to the players. They're not limping into this game, I can tell you.
No, I'm not surprised, because they were ordinary last week, and just listening to Mick there, I think he's got them souped up for a pretty physical game. Let's have a look at the side here. I reckon they're struggling up forward. I think Chris Tarrant's the only man. That is through necessity, of course, because, or circumstance rather. They get their tall players out with the injury. Anthony Rocker missed. I think that they need another key forward, a tall forward to help Tarrant out. They went inside 51 more time than Port Adelaide last week, yet kicked 7 less goals. I wonder whether Fraser could play there tonight, perhaps let McKee ruck, maybe Walker go down. And we know Nathan Buckley played at centre-half forward last week. He may do so again. He got better as the game wore on.
Well, a transition year. Carlton come off the bottom of the ladder this year with 16 new players. Collingwood dropping from 2 consecutive grand finals to the bottom half of the ladder, but with 10 debutants in season 2004. It's all set to go. They've been doing this, as I said, right from the very first game of VFL football. After the break on Friday Night Footy, it's Collingwood versus Carlton. As we go to the break, the thoughts over the year of Mick Malthouse.
I get Yeah, one of the things that's always amazed me is the distance between our son and the Proxima Centauri.
Anyway, enough said about that.
Because it is that far away, and yet it's the nearest star.
Let's talk footy, eh?
And I'm convinced the bloke that interprets some of our things lives on the planet that's going around Proxima Centauri.
No more.
Asteroid that's on its way. It's not, as the scientists keep saying, it's not a matter of if, it's when. I fear that's not going to arrive in time.
No more.
Unless, of course, the government changed their whole philosophy on cloning.
No more.
And then the first bloke that we'll be putting up will be Nathan, and we will be going in with triplets.
No more.
Back to Friday night football. Big crowd coming into the MCG, as you would expect, for Collingwood and Carlton. There you go. A couple of Chris Tarrant fans there. Plenty of blue baggers in tonight as well for what is a great game. And this is why, the flashback, there's always something. And Brodie Holland had his nose broken just before half-time, prompting a wild melee, and the Collingwood players had no doubt Scott Camperelli was the man involved, belting Holland. Not one charge resulted from the game after an AFL investigation. Round 7, look at this, Brodie Holland. 4 weeks for making, quote, unnecessary and unreasonable contact to the head of Scott Camperelli. 15 players subsequently fined a total of $42,000 for the melee at half-time. I'm sure Brodie and Scott will shake hands and wish each other all the very best of luck at the end.
The Blues won the toss, Ed, and they'll go to the left-hand side of the screen, and we will have those two combatants in focus, Camperelli and Holland.
That was the voice of Dermot Brereton. We'll formally introduce Dermot and Dennis in a moment, but let's quickly go down to Tony Jones.
Yeah, good on you, Ed. Thanks for that. Well, August nights in Melbourne certainly don't get any better than this. Beautiful conditions, and as you say, a sizable crowd rolling in. And the Blues certainly go into this match buoyed by the fact that they've secured a couple of key signings today, and we'll find out more about those when we catch up with their Vice President at half-time.
Okay, Dennis Cometti. Welcome aboard, Dennis, for our final Friday night call of 2004, the #1 caller in the business. Welcome aboard, mate.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. It's gone quickly, hasn't it? Looking back to that altercation there, those things between those two players, it seems an eternity ago. Collingwood could finish as high as 11th, and Carlton looking for win number 10, so a bit to play for tonight.
Always a bit to play for when the Pies and the Blues meet. Let's go down to Dr. Peter Larkins. Pete.
Yes, good evening, Ed. It is great conditions down here. Look, no real doubt over any of the players coming in tonight. Most players a little bit sore at this stage of the year, Ed. Ryan Houlihan returns tonight for Carlton with the osteitis pubis problems. Other than that, all fit players out there.
Okay, Pete, let's go now and welcome Gary Lyon back with Dermot Brereton. And Dermot, well done on your birthday last week, mate. Congratulations. Celebrated more than the Queen's birthday in the end, but it's fantastic.
We had a bit of fun, Ed. There's the two boys, Gary.
Yes, and we'll keep round and start down the square. Started at centre-half forward, half forward, and probably move in after the bounce, you'd think.
Call the action on Friday night football. It's Dennis Cometti.
So away we go for the final time. Round 22. The umpires tonight, McLaren, Ellis and Jeffrey. Stevens out of the middle. Boots one down towards half forward. Loney thumps it back. Taken by French. Then he lost it. Over the football, Fraser. Loose ball in there. Socket out wide by Didak. Taken again by Stevens. Little chip inside the forward 50. Reaching over the top, Whitnell. Leading back in the race and gathered by Swan, who heads for the boundary line and runs it across just outside the defensive 50. Just a terrific night. I think if Neil Diamond were here, he would be singing. Don't expect this in Melbourne this time of the year. Rucks go at it. Hooked down by French. Taken away by Camperelli on the 50. Not his best effort. Down towards full forward, stretching. Swan, his second possession. Quickly to the pocket. Taken by Rowe.
So Rowe in the back pocket for Collingwood on the left boot. Beautiful kick. Out to half-back, Clement. Second grab was a beauty. Under pressure from Favola. James Clement at half-back flank. Goes into the centre of the ground. Off hands. Fraser. Bree caught one on the way through it. Spills for Buckley. Opens it up to Lucuria. Now back to Walker on wing. He kicks to centre half forward. The fly from behind. Rowe! Up he goes, and Julian Rowe has his second mark of the night. Gives it off to Loney from 55. The thumping left foot kick is to the square, and Tarrant's got it. Read the ball coming in better. It was on its way to goal, and Tarrant has marked in front of Luke Livingston and will line up for the first score of the game.
And I think it's a really important way that he got that possession. It's a terrific effort by young Rowe, but he's historically been a come-at-the-footy player, has Chris Tarrant, so opposition defenders set up for that.
From point-blank range, first goal to the Magpies through Chris Tarrant.
So what I mean by that is he's leading up the ground is probably a lot of...
Chris Tarrant, 32 goals for the season, goalless last week. There's the bounce. Fraser up very high. Lucuria over the shoulder. Fraser to Buckley. Hurried kick towards half forward. Lockyer to Didak. Runs to the 50. Hasn't got the carry. Not quite. And wide of the mark as well. Bounces through for a behind. Collingwood, the quick start. They lead by 7.
Coming off a wing, Alan Didak, you'd think he'd be better pressing forward. So he's got to make sure of those goals, and he must make sure he presses back in the opposite direction.
Lappin to himself. Breaks to the pocket. Kicks outside the 50. Over the top, Buckley. Waite camped in front. Puts it up towards the wing. Morrell beaten by the bounce. Not so Koutafidis. Morrell then hard against the boundary line. Goes down towards half forward. Edged under the football for Bowler. And Clement takes a strong grab.
Clement transfers the ball. It'll bounce. Woden with clean hands. Then around the body was a bit cute. It might come unstuck. Lucky bounce for the Magpies. Lucuria back to Woden on his non-preferred side. The kick was a good one though to Didak. Didak looks up with his third kick. Up to Johnson in game 100. Just got a finger on the ball, can run onto it now. Ben Johnson waiting for Josh Fraser to get the handball out. They're all waiting in the end. Now the ball spills out wide. Lappin for Carlton. Concedes some ground. Blues lead up the ground. It's Lance Whitnell with courage. Lockyer had to go, and Lance made him feel it. And it'll be a throw in.
It's not even a free kick.
Well, was that in the back?
Not even a free kick for that.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. Touch there. Took his eyes out for all intents and purposes. Lance thought he would have marked it.
That's a free kick.
Well, throw in. No free kick.
Good tap.
Fraser did well. The Curia, Woden, Didak down towards half forward. Hangs a long time in the air. The judgment shown by Thornton. Lays it off. Stevens running hard, enjoying some wonderful form in recent weeks to Davies in midfield. The Blues on the march. Penetrating kick inside the 450. Clement got a fist away. Waite taken down. Tackled from behind by Rowe. Fell to him. Ball up about 35 metres out from Carlton's attacking goal.
Nick Malthouse flagged last week there to look at a few of the matchups, and he's going to give some of his younger players opportunity in the middle of the ground, and Didak's certainly making the most of it.
Whitnell takes them on. Clean possession. Snaps. Howlett bounce. Runs on and on. And narrowly misses. Quick thinking by the veteran.
Well, it's a big night for Lance. He's had some injury problems, we're told. He spent a lot of time on the interchange bench last week against Melbourne while the Blues went about setting up that victory. So it'd be nice if he could get a full game under his belt.
James Clement has the ball from full back.
13-man zone employed by Carlton against the kick-in.
Called the play on and off one step. Look at that. Clement has kicked it to Woden, who took a very, very good mark in front of Waite on defensive 50. Flicks it on to Ben Johnson. Johnson takes a while, but he gets his kick away to the leading Tarrant. The kick was a beauty, and so too the lead. Tarrant on centre wing. Picks up the line to Fraser. I think it's over the line. No, it's a free kick from... No, it's over the line, out of bounds. On the full, umpire put the arm out the other way for a moment. Free kick going to Carlton. Digby Morrell.
On the full wing.
Digger's kick.
That's it.
It might be a digger's rest for the Collingwood defence tonight. Thornton now out of the back pocket. There's a couple of bounces, finds some space from the true centre half back position. The kick was a good one to McGrath. McGrath on centre wing, cuts inside, long left foot kick. Dennis Pagan style, the long kicking forward. Lance was turned inside out there by Cole, who dropped the mark over to Buckley. Buckley now across the goals with a beautiful kick to Lockyer. Now it opens up. Brodie Holland's on his way. Takes it at half back flank. Walker is the next lead. It's on it. Ran hard. Tristan Walker on centre wing. Now it stops. Nothing much on. No tall forwards for Collingwood.
Josh Fraser's pushed down really hard, which is important.
Thumping kick on the left boot to that man Fraser. Held his spot well. Morrell to the boundary line. Did it well over throw-in at half-forward flank for Collingwood. We've been going just under 7 minutes in the opening term, and it's the Magpies by a goal.
That's what Josh Fraser needs to do at every opportunity. They've got no tall forwards across half-forwards. Walker was deep up the ground, when he's up the ground, so he needs to be that target.
There, Collingwood. Play on.
Yeah, the call advantage is paid. Well, no, it's not. Didak put on the brakes. Let's go down to Tony Jones.
Yours, Scotty.
Surprising early change there from Dennis Pagan. Brendan Favola off, he'd Scotland on.
Yeah, David Teague turned his back on the footy. That was what the free kick was paid for. It's soft.
Alan Didak was on his way to goal and stopped.
And like Alan Didak.
Scott Burns, 60 metres out, sets it long towards full forward. They'll compete about 5 metres out. Carrazzo came over the top. It's going to be a free kick, I think, to Collingwood.
Not looking at the footy there, Luke.
And Chris Turner looks sick.
Against Livingston.
Leon Davis has got the free, I think.
He's got an arm in the face there.
You've got to watch the ball. You must give the umpire an out. Never watches the ball, watch his left arm come up.
Actually, he's paid it to Leon Davis, so he got the first high contact.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Tarrant got the second.
Double whammy.
Got his money's worth.
He did. It looked clumsy, didn't it? It just looked like he was out of position.
Dennis, you never got your money's worth if they get up.
Leon Davis, 5 metres out. Sneaks it home. Collingwood second.
That's a good start.
Goals to Tarrant and Davis for Collingwood give the Magpies a 2-goal lead. Disposal so far 35 Collingwood, 17 to Carlton. Good knockout by Woden. Holland ran the wrong way back. He brought it back to them and then gave away the free kick.
Brendan Favola's been taken off the ground. He's been outpointed a couple of times by James Clement. Clement's gone to Whitnell now.
Fire opportunity. He took him on.
Took him on going the wrong way. Gave up the free kick. The Blues deep into attack again. Big pack of players fly. Kuda read it beautifully. Got some cover from Lance Whitnell, but Kuda just reads those balls coming in like that, as well as anyone who played the game. And Kuda now, the captain of Carlton, Anthony Koutafidis. Look at that for a beautiful mark.
Well, if you're an opposition coach, I reckon the time you get most nervous is if Kuda plays in the middle and then roams and pushes forward, because the match-up in the middle needs to be someone with the aerobic capacity of a Shane Woden. But the minute Koutafidis goes forward, it becomes a mismatch for height. 12
goals, 10 this season for Anthony Koutafidis. He's kicked 192 in his career. From 40 metres out, slide angle. Starts it right and bends it back. And Kuda gets his first.
Well, Ryan Loney is the player that's been given the task of travelling around with Kuda, and specifically for that reason, which you've already pointed out, Gary, because he can go into the midfield. And when Kuda did press up there before, see Loney come in with his back to shot now, didn't get back to cover him. He's responsible for him down there, but you've already seen Ryan Loney, when he's been dragged up there, kick a goal at the other end.
So the margin back to 6 points. Fraser got it on the way down. Woden the crumb. Hurriedly out towards the wing. How will it bounce? Awkwardly. Houlihan casually comes away with it. All the time in the world. He's on the wing. Back in the team tonight. Goes down towards half forward. Morel set a task. Knocked away there. Bentic went down. Picked up by Johnson. Little chip towards half forward. Walker's in front on the lead. Spills behind though. Gathered by Lappin. Punches it back to half forward. Beautiful kick. Koutafidis on the lead. Spots a man inside the forward 50. Whitnell, and somehow got the ball in there. That was centimetre perfect.
It was. It was a great kick. Loney starts loose at half-back. Woden's his opponent in the middle, and then Koutafidis has realised that and pushing forward at every chance, and it's catching him on the break.
Whitnell wasting no time. Has it got the carry? I think so. It's a goal. Scores a level.
It's going to require some careful tinkering here, guys, because Loney definitely goes to pick up Koutafidis, and we now see Woden and Loney trying to work this out. Kuda goes into the centre. Loney is not a centre square player, but definitely has been chosen in case Kuda runs up through the midfield, but he won't go into the centre square. He picks up Morel now on the rebound. That's Lance who's kicked the goal there. They've got to work something out to pick him up and make sure he's always guarded.
Josh.
2 goals in 2 minutes to the Blues, and scores a level at the MCG. Collingwood and Carlton. Koutafidis kicked the first one for the Blues. Whitnell on the end of a Koutafidis pass the second. This time it's a Collingwood skipper who gets it out of the centre. Up to Walker. Awkward bounce. He knocks it back. Couldn't pick it up. Lockyer. Got a shove in the free kick. Lockyer right on his limit with the kick, probably a little bit too far out. The kick from 55. Third touch coming up for Tarkin Lockyer. Wants to lead. Tarrant gives it to him. Out on the lead. Couldn't quite get there. Was he taken down? No, said the umpire. French was the man who really put the pressure on coming forward. Got back into the hole in front of Tarrant. It was good play. Collingwood again now through Fraser. Over to Walker. Loney in and out of trouble. To Lockyer. Back to Loney on his left boot. Finding some space. Handball's inside to Johnson. Also on his left. Little chip forward to Holland. Holland now goes long. Tarrant's the man he's looking for. He's got the set. Couldn't hold the mark. Off hands. Thornton did well. Got the kick away. Stevens, who started busily with 2 kicks in the first 10 seconds of the game. And Woden takes it to the boundary line for a throw in at half-forward flank.
Important spoil on Tarrant then. That was very well done by the Blues defence, Gaz.
Barnaby French it was that really got back and helped out young Luke Livingston. So it was a good sign.
Boundary throw in then. Fraser in front. French over the top. Burns lays it off. Buckley getting plenty of it. Floats one inside the 50. Camporelli goes across and takes the mark on his chest. Just over 11 minutes till quarter time. Carrazzo. They run it out. Stevens punches the ball just shy of the wing. Davies has got it now. Bannister to open space.
Expect directness from this kick. Long down the middle.
Inside the centre square. Not his best effort. Wanders inside the forward 50. Loney in front. Has paid a free kick.
The last 6 weeks so they've been the 16th team for short passing the ball, Carlton. They do go pretty direct. Collingwood are just about the #1 team for short passing.
Didak got it from Burns. Now Buckley. Important players linking up there for the Magpies. A probing kick. Pitches just in front of Tarrant. Interesting by Livingston. On his knees Camporelli. Bannister did nicely. Got Swan in the air. Kicks it down towards the wing. Holland missed it. Loose ball at the back. Loney hit it hard. Lays it off immediately. Cole back to Loney. Lucuria juggled it. Still going. Feeds it back to Johnson. Once his left side eventually gets there. Little chip intended for Swan. Knocked away by Stevens. Teague got it across to Camporelli. Coughed it up. Lucuria too cute. Buckley. Still some time. Buckley. Hand passes to Cole. Cole pushes forward of the wing. Untidy hand pass. Davis from 60. Long down towards full forward. Coming back Teague. What a courage there. Just knocks it across the line. Having a wonderful year.
He's going to be very important, David Teague. Well, he has been all year, but Chris Tarrant, you would expect, playing against Luke Livingston, who's still yet to make a name for himself, only in his 3rd season, 30-odd games. Teague is going to have to give him a lot of coverage.
And whoever's Teague's opponent then, Dermot, has to get himself dangerous and up the ground. You know he runs back with great courage. Burns is the man, so he draws the footy. You just got to look for Burns.
Buckley marks. A half-forward flank for Collingwood. His 7th possession. Goes long and wide. Looking for Didak. It stays in there a long time, but beautiful kick and a nice mark.
Stayed in there so long because it went so far.
Didak goes short, looking for Tarrant out on the lead. That kick was a beauty too, and this time Chris Tarrant gets away to space and can line up. He'll be about 47 metres out by the time ball hits Sherham. 3rd mark for Chris Tarrant, has 1 goal on the board.
Luke Livingston's having a big handful when Tarrant does get on that lead. He almost covers the first one, but as soon as the change of direction is on, he's really struggling. So Collingwood players should be patient, wait for Tarrant to give 1 lead, and then the second one, inevitably, they find him.
Collingwood by a point. As you can see, just under 9 minutes left in this opening term. Jabs at the ball, doesn't kick through it. Off the side of the boot, it sits up, and Lapham takes a beauty in the back pocket for Carlton.
Quickly, Scotty, quickly. Couple more, please. 1 more. Thank you, Scotty.
He's had a fine season. Lappin off his step. Houlihan runs to half back, short, got there in time. White lays it off. Houlihan pushing up the ground inside the centre square, goes out towards right half forward. Favola back on and strong mark. Favola about 65 metres from goal, looks for Whitnell. Was he interfered with? No. Bloke takes the mark behind Walker and Whitnell.
Just ran on the ground.
Lockyer in the opposite back pocket. Nothing on up ahead, but he can run a fair way. He can carry the ball virtually to the wing and now bypass the wing and spots Tarrant pushing up. Well run.
And Richard Cole inside. Sometimes they go to Tarrant too much.
Here's Cole. They knew what they were doing. Didak on the overlap, 60 metres out. Beautiful finish.
A great setup, actually. I knew exactly what they were doing.
Burns directly in front. Loose man in the square, goes to him now. Clark. Caught that.
It's good hard running by Clark. Remember, he marked it in the back pocket.
So Jason Clark doing some hard running, rewarded. He had the kick in the full-back position to start it all off and then finished up on the goal line to kick the goal. So good running for Jason Clark. Good link play by the Magpies. Out of the centre again, where Woden's had a few clearances already tonight. Up towards Tarrant, wrestling. And being held, said the umpire. And Chris Tarrant will now line up 45 metres out directly in front.
There's problems there.
He's out of his depth, I reckon, Luke Livingston.
So this is his third season. Tarrant is a start. Third season, 32 games. He's got one in the throat. And playing in front, you get him 9 out of 10 times. Yeah.
Just got to go with the ball, though, don't you?
Yep. He's very, very Chris Tarrant conscious, taking his eyes off the footy so much.
Can't blame him.
Tarrant for his third shot at goal. So far the result, 1 goal and no score. So from 45 directly in front. Tarrant comes in and kicks the goal for Collingwood. The Magpies have kicked the last 2.
Gary, you mentioned he's Chris Tarrant conscious. I think
Don't let the young bloke just flounder down there.
2 goals to Tarrant then.
Let's look straight
They
at
call
him. Didn't look at
this.
the ball. Ran straight at him. You ran straight at him.
Okay.
Don't take your eyes off the footy.
French has got the free kick there.
Oh, they both go to the one side here, big pack.
Inside the 50 off hands Johnson, the first back for the Magpies. Across the body. Buckley once more. Left half back. Steers one up short of the wing. Bounce short of Cole as well. Dragged towards the line by Houlihan. Favola got a hand pass away. Koutafidis hurriedly. Back towards the forward 50. Whitnell was up. Nobody touched the football. Running behind his Swan. Down the path through. Little chip. Clever one. Well, Cole allowed it to come on. Bit lucky. Runs through the wing. Kicks to half forward. Loose ball behind a couple of flyers there. Teague missed the football. Goes back after it. Davis bounces off Carrazzo. Close to the boundary line. Hooks it back towards full forward. Morrell did nicely. Gathered the bouncing football. The kick not so flash. And it bounces out of bounds.
Actually, give him the benefit of the doubt there, Dennis. I think he looked up and the only person he saw was Rowe and headed for the boundary line. The old Johnny Beckwith.
Free kick against Josh Fraser in the middle of the ground. Just didn't have eyes on the footy.
So throw in at half-forward flank for Collingwood. Effective disposal. 66 Collingwood, 35 Carlton.
I get the feeling Nathan Buckley's season is just starting. And unfortunately for Magpie fans, it's over.
Didak kept it in cleverly. Teague copped one there from Tarrant. And Thornton rushes it through for a behind.
Just take it back to the other end, and when out they came, and it was Lance Whitnell and Brendan Favola both led to the one spot from the set kick from Barnaby French out of the middle. They both went there, which means a big pack short pass on to Lappin. Now Favola's coming from behind, so he knows that where his teammate is, he has to lead away. That's just basic team play. You leave the one out when you can control it.
Lappin, Thornton, Houlihan left it in the air a while. Buckley read it well, but Lappin rather was good enough to go back and get it. Now we have another go. There's Houlihan on centre wing, bounces forward, then chips it up in the air. Wait, Cloak got across for Collingwood. Lockyer did it well. Clement, thumping kick. Bouncing ball. Carrazzo for the Blues. Goes wide to a 2-on-2 contest, and pushing the back will go Collingwood's way to Swan against Scotland. Old mates.
Easy, you two, easy.
Leon Davis on centre wing, 4th touch. Concedes some ground to Swan, who hoiks it up in the air over the top. Bit of hang time there, but it's good enough for Burns.
You got nothing on. They got Teague loose. They got Barnaby French loose inside 50, all setting up in front of Tarrant. He just cannot go down the line.
If we get a wide shot of Collingwood's forward line at the moment, there's Tarrant, who's being guarded, as you said, Gary, and then 30 metres in front, there's a wall of Carlton players. And that's why Collingwood are trying to find some space and break to the outer side. Now it's Walker, who goes with a big hoik forward, and this is the turnover. Tarrant will present, the ball bounces awkwardly and fortuitously for Collingwood and for Paul Licuria. Well, it comes off. The Gary Lyon bomb forward works again, and Collingwood go to a 20-point lead.
Well, I get a feeling, Dermot, that Collingwood are going...
Well, Tristan Walker's probably claiming an effective kick. It worked out okay.
That's an assist.
Well, the scouting report probably said on Walker, cheap, cheerful, and picks up his own dirty socks. But he's been terrific value in the last few weeks when they've been short-handed. And again there, getting the ball inside the forward 50. Buckley goes after it, tries to knock it out, or did he? I'm not sure he did. It stays in. He's too good. If he tried to do it, it would have come out.
Yeah, that Collingwood forward line has got Cloak down there now. That's just got to try and provide a contest, take the loose man away, free things up for Tarrant, who's pushed up and out of the square.
Approaching quarter time on a terrific night in Melbourne. Barmy. Down goes Koutafidis, and it's going to be a Carlton free kick. And I think he'll get it.
Yeah, number 2 clearest player in the league over the last month.
Carrazzo pushing up, poor kick, bounces down towards 50. Johnson, now he was taken high, he'll get the free kick.
On that occasion, the 2 Carlton forwards did it beautifully. They freed up Favola, the kick just couldn't get to him.
Leon's the call, short one. Woden inside the centre square, spots a man out wide and sends it in that direction. Josh Fraser on the lead. Mark is taken by Licuria. Just forward of the wing, spots another leading forward. Cloak, well worked by Collingwood, good discipline, running to space. He's already got 1 goal. Little chip half-distance pass intended for Tarrant. Look at the Blues around there. Lappin, Camporelli out of the back pocket, swings it towards the wing, and it's taken out there by Walker.
Good signal there by Cloak. He told his teammate, run further down the field. I'll grab this mark. I'll stand on it.
Off hands. Davies, who was the destroyer in the early round game against the Magpies, lays it off beautifully to Favola. So Big Fev, who is the star of 2004 from outside 50, he's kicked 63 goals, equaling last year's tally, and has kicked 26 goals, 14 from outside 50, the best record of any player in the AFL in season 2004. This is a big one for the Blues. With 2.5 left on the clock, the Magpies are out to a 20-point lead. Kicked the last 3, Collingwood. And Brendan Favola coming in, tight on the boundary line, as you can see. Will kick from 52, 53 metres out. Reverse angle gives you the best seat in the house on Friday Night Football. Favola comes in, gives it a mighty hoof. Look at that, look at that. It's coming back. Too much, though. And just forced over the line by Josh Fraser for a rush behind.
Nathan Buckley has a spell, and a well-earned one, I would suggest. 9 possessions in the first quarter. He looked really sharp.
Loney to himself and then towards the wing. Walker over the top, knocked it away. Stevens out in the direction of Walker. With some time. Bannister, awkward half volley, controlled it brilliantly. The former Bomber runs to 50 and bombs away.
Right.
He's got the goal.
Great effort.
Magnificent.
That is one of the best goals we'll see tonight. There's so many elements of that perhaps people don't quite appreciate. The kick from Walker wasn't great. It was a half volley. He had bodies coming at him, who went to bump Richard Cole, and maybe could have wrapped him up, but he was good enough, this young fella, to take possession and then drill it from the 50-metre line. I mean, it's
a
great
good tackler, Richie Cole, too.
He does make a poor decision occasionally on a bump and a tackle, though. We've seen him do it before. But take nothing away from the young fella. That was a sensational finish.
And that was one the Blues needed to get back in touch. Contested marks have been 31 Collingwood, 15 to Carlton. Fraser gets it out, up to the forward 50, just bounces inside, Thornton out. Good bump by Tarrant. Lappin gave support, and then a lovely handball. He's blowing the whistle. The umpire's actually found a free kick here.
Too high. Too high.
It might have been, I think, a palm to the face.
Too high.
At best.
Yep.
Little push.
Silly, though, when you've got the ball in your forward half.
Carrazzo in the back pocket for Carlton. Minute 15 on the clock. Just chips it forward. McGrath handballs off. Carlton on the run now. Harford from half-back. Good kick, beautiful kick. Camporelli led to the spot, and Harford did it beautifully. 6 touch as he kicks, looking for Favola. Clement got the hand on the ball. The Swan back to Clement. Clement at half-back for Collingwood, runs further forward. Now he kicks up towards the half-forward flank position, but Carrazzo gets in front and takes the mark on cutting off Cloak's lead. Lappin now runs to centre wing. No one coming at him, so he keeps going. 2 bounces. Now he kicks it long up towards the forward 50, but Loney's got to the front and taken a strong mark under pressure. At defensive 50, Loney realises there's 31 seconds on the clock. Collingwood do not want to concede a goal. Over the top, Fraser just juts it nicely to Johnson. There's still time for Collingwood to have one last roll of the dice here. Inside to Burns. Burns now goes wider still. He's going to turn it over there. No, it just goes over the head of Koutafidis to Cloak. Inside to Licuria, who goes to ground. Handball's off. Woden. Burns has to go hard. It was chopped off by Koutafidis. 3 seconds and counting. That'll be it for the first quarter of football. And an entertaining first quarter of football between the two arch enemies. And this is going to be a good old-fashioned fight tonight at the MCG between Collingwood and Carlton. Skill's not at a premium, but certainly plenty of desire out there. Both teams wanting to finish on a positive note. It's Collingwood 5-3-33, leading Carlton 3-2-20 by 13 points at quarter time on Friday Night Football.
Everyone can play. You just have to try. Did you ever stop and think when you were 20? You'd be where you are today. I've been waiting in the shadows all my time. I've been searching, I've been living for tomorrow all my life. I've been watching.
At quarter time at the MCG, Collingwood by 13 points, 5-3-33 to 3-2-20.
Inside 50s to it. It is the Magpies 15, Carlton 14. So they're getting enough of it in there. Let's have a look at this. 108 possessions for Collingwood. That is the most possessions for Collingwood in an open quarter since we've been collating these stats over the time. But how they're doing it, 35 more uncontested possessions than Carlton. They're running Collingwood. 20 of those are handball receives. 15 more are uncontested marks. They're spreading wide on Carlton and sharing the ball around. They're playing a running game, and Carlton just aren't pressing on them.
And the way they go inside 50, last week we did this, and I don't think they went to the top of the square once. Now already there's 2 or 3, you'd say. 2 of them have resulted in direct goals, and that's their setup's been a bit different. Tarrant's played a bit deeper. They got Cloak, and Walker was down there at some stage as well. Just makes it harder for a defence if you're not as predictable, and they look like, to me, they've gone a bit longer this in this game, and it's paid dividends.
So the Magpies getting it in, a little bit of feeling in the game, as you'd expect. Don't argue there from Chris Tarrant.
I think it was the open hand there from Tarrant, so
Matthew Lappin.
No problem there.
All right, let's go down to the boundary line. Tony Jones.
Well, Mick Malthouse might have been the one building it up as a grand final through the week, but Dennis Pagan certainly treating it like one. He gave the players an enormous G up at the quarter-time break, at one stage turning purple. So expect to see a far more ferocious Carlton in this term.
Can be good. Start the second term. Koutafidis, margin 13 points. Floats it inside the 50. Harford helps it on its way. Socket off the ground by Didak. Picked up by Favola. There could be a free to Carlton here on the ground. The man was cannoned into by Didak.
Davies has got the free kick.
And I think that's what it's for. He was on the deck. Didn't know much about it. Didak came over the top.
Angle's right, Justin. He's right on it.
Yeah, well, when you put your head down like that, you get some lucky free kicks, and I would classify that one a lucky one to Justin Davies. Now he's got to make the most of it.
Just brushed his hair, I think. He's got a decided advantage. 25 metres out. Davies, likely type, gun barrel straight.
That's a good start for the Blues. Winning possession for the middle ground, clearly very important. He was a touch lucky, so I guess you just got to pay a bit of discretion there. Went over the top.
Yeah,
could almost argue a trip. That's what you could do.
The free kick counts 7-6 in favour of the Magpies at the moment. Interesting to note too, coming into this game, Collingwood in the last month have received the 3rd most free kicks in the comp, but given away the most. They have 5 players in their team tonight who are in the top 10 for giving away free kicks.
So inside the first minute, Carlton have got it back to 7 points. Touch play on. Camporelli gets the handball out to Luca. Just gets his boot on the ball. Woden goes wide to Lucuria, who thumps it inside 50. 2-on-1 situation. And Teague, with tremendous courage, flying with the flight of the ball, took the mark at half-back.
He's picking up Cloak now.
He's a beauty, David Teague.
And Thornton lost it, had plenty of time, though, no one running at him. So Thornton brings the ball out. Leon Davis does well. Was he held? No, said the umpire. Picked up by Loney. Swings onto his right boot. Kicks it in to Fraser. Good kick. Fraser wanting to handball off.
Wide open for Tarrant to lead up. If he just looks down the middle.
Williams out wider still. Beautiful kick from Fraser. Cloak leads to the pocket. Williams' kick was an absolute shocker.
Now,
kicked it over his head and out of bounds.
That has landed a lot closer to him than it deserved to. That's as bad a kick as you'll see.
I know where I'd be going if I was going forward. To Jason Cloak on a wide lead to the pocket 50 out, or Tarrant at the top of the square.
Play on! Holland runs into an open goal and kicks the goal for Collingwood.
Well, you always love to give up.
See where Woden sweeping at the back behind Josh Fraser. He'll hit to him.
The Luca knocked it down. Well, Woden got the kick away. Buckley. Good-a-fitty's taken down. Cloak on his knees, taken front on by McGrath. And the whistle.
Well, Woden's had 2 centre bounce clearances, and that brings it up to 3 now. He just sits directly behind his Collingwood ruckman Fraser and just sweeps it and clears it from there.
Brilliant moment there. The umpire said he got it wrong.
Buckley over the top. Rowe. Here's a chance. Swan runs to the 50. Drops the ball terribly. It floats towards the opposite pocket, but it ends up okay as Davis takes the mark. Well, the missed kick was all about the drop of the ball. It was turning over on the way to his boot. Something behind play now sparking some interest. Umpire having a word to a couple of players, including Buckley and Cloak.
Oh, that could have
That's a big story.
Repercussions for this game. Josh Fraser going to the bench with a limp.
Makes this kick very, very important.
Leon Davis already has one. He can think his way through this. Just shuffle out towards the middle and maybe go with the banana. Well, does none of that. So much for my advice.
Doesn't need it.
Yes, it
Does
does.
he?
Yeah, I think he's missed it to the near side. Well, umpire Brereton. Behind. Not often you're wrong.
Hand me my bifocals.
Well, Pete Larkin's will have a look here. Let's have a look at Josh Fraser. What happened here? And falling down to a... Is it a knee?
Left leg, it looked like. He pulled that away.
Well, Pete Larkins is down there. We'll find out soon enough as Stevens brings the ball in for the Blues. Up towards the centre forward position. Off hands, picked up by French to Scotland, who broke the tackle. And away go the Blues now. Taking on his opponent was Bannister. Now they keep going. Scotland kicks inside. Clement versus Favola. Clement got the hand on the play. Favola backed it up to Luca now. Clement again to the boundary line. It's great football. Takes it over. And good news is Josh Fraser is up. But not looking so flash still. Just look at this. It doesn't seem to be...
Pulls that left leg away.
It's a bit of weight on his back going forward and then lands sideways on it. So
That was selfish by Heath Scotland running forward there. He had Livingston on for the handball closer to goal.
Walker does it well out of the ruck to Brody Holland. Has a bounce. Runs his full measure. Kicks up towards Tarrant out on the lead. Tarrant bounces off his head, I think, in the end. Over the line and out of bounds. Tarrant saying, what about being held?
And he's calling the slap on the arm. I had my arm pulled away.
Why Fraser becomes important is because Big Barnaby French is the player that's pushing back and causing some problems. Now that one was paid as a free kick last week. I don't think it's a free kick, but they paid it a week ago.
And he copped it in the mush as well. So double whammy.
Burns pushed in the back. I think he'll get the free. In and under. There's no other way. Told to play on.
A lot happening in the goal square. I think you'll find it's a free kick.
Kick it down. Kick it down, mate.
Collingwood will get it.
There is
Be
a lot
taken
of
by Davis.
screening going on. A lot of zoning.
Oh, well, he's stretched the jumper. You've got to pay it.
Yep, that's a free kick.
Don't worry about how far off the ball it is. He's denying him a right to just run and lead. That's there all night long.
No advice this time. Do it yourself, Leon. 15 metres out. In he comes. Going at his second. And that's nice. Collingwood stretched their lead.
Now, the advice there for your defenders is stand 5 metres in front. If they go long, he'll beat Leon Davis in the
He's a little bit panicky close to goal with that.
The 2 goals, 1 for Leon Davis. A big thump out. Here's the Blues through Hartford. Kicks to the goal square for Bowler underneath it. Clement does it beautifully. Used his body magnificently. Then the kick was spot on to Swan, who marks at defensive 50. The kick was between a rock and a hard place. Kurtafidis, it was a shocking kick from Swan. He's opened it up for Carlton. The Magpies were away. Stevens gets it away now. Chance for the Blues to go. All the way through. The handball comes to Scotland. Opens up for Stevens again under pressure. Stevens punishes Swan in the best possible way for the Blues and kicks the goal.
Game styles in the first quarter. Carlton were struggling to deal with Collingwood's short disposal. You've got to remember, this possession here that Kurtafidis affected was from an errant short pass. The longer you try and possess the ball, the longer you try and hit targets that are impossible targets, the opposition has a chance to turn you over. They did on that occasion and gave them a spank.
Nick Stevens has been in terrific form. Josh Fraser going down the race.
Yes, which is not a good sign because that's the punt road side here as well, Dennis, which means he's probably off to hospital.
Or maybe an injection if it was an ankle, perhaps maybe to stick a needle in it. Last game of the year, he got 6 months to get over it.
Down went French. Woden again. Swan quickly away. Lucuria swings it out very wide. Didak will have to go with his right. No. Carrazzo twisting, turning, so too Didak lays it off. Lockyer is about 60 metres out from goal, not making much progress. Wobbles a kick in. Davis paddles it to his own advantage and eventually takes it across the boundary line. Let's find out about all of that as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, Dennis, Josh Fraser's gone into the Richmond rooms on the punt road with the club doctor. He got a knock on the front of his shin, the one that's not got the shin guard on it. So they've been looking at the front of his shin and they're just taking him in, limping pretty heavily on the left leg.
Possibly the best result. Close to the ruck work, knocked it down beautifully to Didak, who instead of going for the goal, chipped forward. He chipped it over the head of Tarrant and in front of Williams, and Teague got the mark. So Alan Didak's just been a bit iffy with his kicking tonight. Great courage from 2 Carlton players. It spills for Collingwood. Burns off hands. O'Brien around the corner he goes. Woden's underneath it. Just got bumped at the right time by McGrath, which was good football. French kicks it long out towards the wing position. Off hands, picked up by Hartford. Didn't dispose of it.
Clever.
Forward by Loney. Ricochets off the chest of Davis. Out to Scotland, who opens up. And away go Carlton now. Davies at the true centre-half forward position. Chips it forward to Cooter. Went over his head. At the back it's Wan. Might be a bit dodgy with his kicking after the last effort. Has a bounce. Doesn't know where to go with it. Chips it forward and O'Brien marks. Handballs back to Swan. Swan now. Kicks it out wide. Looking for Woden, who stops and props and then on to his left boot. Kicks it beautifully to Davis. And Leon Davis holds a very strong mark. Under pressure from a far bigger man in French.
He's just dodgy with his kicking, Swan.
Good strong hands from Leon it was on that occasion. Missed opportunity at the other end of the ground though. Carlton had a massive turnover happening.
Yep.
So Leon Davis, as Williams goes to the bench for Collingwood and Cole comes back on.
He's real danger tonight, Leon, again, isn't he? Moving around pretty well. He's got all those kicks close to goal by coming up the ground and sprinting in with it. He's on the move, even though he's got them very close to goal.
He's thinking seriously about taking French on here, isn't he?
Yep.
So Leon Davis goes with the drop punt, bends it back, bends it right back and kicks. An absolute beauty, the fingers in the air, and Leon has 3.
Things looking up because Josh Fraser's back. He's
John Davis looking very dangerous tonight. He's in the mood. 8-4, 5-2. The margin 20 points. 13 minutes out from the major break. Walker has to wait. French with the run. Won the tap. Bannister hesitated. Got the hand pass away eventually. Camporelli. Kurtafidis now. A posse of Vowles as the ball is kicked inside the 50. Kept in front for Bowler. The snapshot bounces through.
It's a great instinctive goal by Brendan Favola. He's had a dirty night, Brendan Favola. He's just What he's got to do, I reckon, is stop worrying about kicking a big bag, just play percentages. It's the last game of the season, and sometimes you get an all or nothing attitude when that happens. Just play the percentage. This is really good play by Favola here. He put himself in the right spot, got it on the boot quickly, an instinctive goal. Doesn't need to take 10 marks or 12 marks, just needs to contest, bring the ball down to a dangerous spot, and that opportunity might present itself.
I'll just say again, Woden and Koutafidis playing on each other in the middle, you could fit a battleship. You'd sail a battleship between the two of them, so they're going to get the decisive possession out of the middle. On that occasion, it was Kuta who shoved it forward.
Actually, McGough's gone to stand next to Koutafidis, so same deal, but Camporelli, the free player.
He's only on him for about 5 seconds at best. There you go.
And there's Koutafidis again. Despite Collingwood dominating on the stats, they just cannot break away from the Blues, who are hanging in there at the moment. Underground, Wade, tackled by Loney along the boundary line, and the Blues have it at half forward.
Who's in the side? Who's in the side?
You can hear the umpire there in the side. Wade looking for a free kick. It was in the side. It was in the bread bucket there. And a push in the side. So throw in at half forward flank for Carlton. Koutafidis goes across the front. Woden got the backhander.
Oh, he's a bit lucky.
They're very lucky. So the umpire just seeing the last of it there.
When they see that contact to the head, they'll just blow their whistle.
It was held for 15 metres, though.
Well, Woden kicks up the line to Tarrant, bounces in front and over the line and out of bounds. Throw in on centre wing.
Oh, they get a good rub.
Oh, don't start.
Third over the last month, mate.
And how many against?
Number one.
Throw in. French. Come on, it's my last night. I've had a big week. Oh, haven't we? Koutafidis kicks forward. He's dangerous to Kuta tonight. Lance had 2 goes at it and got it on the second. And Carlton, he just feel at the moment are getting a little bit of momentum up late in this term.
Going to win a bit of footy at the stop plays. A few clearances out of the middle that have resulted in a goal, and then this one again from a stoppage. Kuta's belting him in nice and hard and low today, and Lance needs to get a fair head of steam up here if he's going to make the journey.
And Cloak can't afford to zone off on Lance Whitnell. So Whitnell now from right outside 50. It's a thumping kick, but he's pulled it across the body and through for a behind.
Yeah. Well, Wade's had 14-15 possessions, Kuta 11. They're probably at best for Woden to break even. Kuta's been very damaging forward of the centre. That's setting the ball up to a forward teammate.
Eventually, short. O'Brien. McGough in the back pocket. Back to O'Brien. On his defensive 50. Sends it out wide towards the wing. Lucuria meters in the clear. Nothing much down the ground. Told to play on now. Davis offers. It goes in that direction. Carrazzo's got him now. Tries to punch it away. Follows up. Strong tackle. Brought him down. It's back with Lucuria. Trying to go to Johnson. Knocked away by Stevens. Measures the hand pass. Camporelli got the call. Bent it. Sold into trouble. Ran into a dead end. No prior opportunity though. We'll have a ball up.
Tried to do the don't argue on Scotty Burns. I think he'll probably
Mark McGough.
Oh, was it Mark McGough? Yeah, big, strong body on him. He'll have to think twice about that type of body trying to shove it off like that.
Davies grabbed to ground. Koutafidis kept his feet, knocked it away from Johnson. Couldn't pick it up in the end. And the ball goes over the line out of bounds. And things just starting to warm up here at the MCG.
Looking very dangerous, Kuta, at these stop plays. Real dangerous target. As Josh Fraser's got a bit of a jog up, so that's good news. Looks like he'd be right at some stage.
Things just starting to heat up at the MCG between Collingwood and Carlton. Woden, the third man up, hits it. Stevens runs to the boundary line. Stays in play. Woden goes a second time. Fights hard for the ball. It spills over the back and we'll have a throw in. Right on centre wing, southern stand side, the Collingwood skipper, Nathan Buckley, has a sit down. Fraser off as well, injured. Rowe and Williams to the bench. The Magpies by 13 points. Being held. French. Scotland got the advantage. Kick up towards Whitnell. Good punch from behind by Cloak. Johnson. Was he tripped up?
Clean hands.
Over the top. Loney to O'Brien. Stays in there a long time for Johnson. Dragged without the ball will get the free kick.
The Barnaby French is set up down the line, so Walker would be loose somewhere. They need to use Walker to drag French away.
Loney now. The transfer's on. He goes up the middle of the ground.
Get it back
to
here.
McGough. To Loney. Oh, the smother was on. Beautiful smother. Swan for Collingwood. Beats his opponent. Looks up. Cloak's got away here. The tumble punt was a shocker.
He can't kick it.
To Cloak. Over the top. Didak. Now to Clement, who can kick it. Over the head of the pack, though, pushing it back to Burns. So Burns will get a free kick from the back against McGrath. 50 metres out. His kick will be from about 55.
He paid it high. He's paid this one high. I mean, honestly, from a consistency point of view.
So about Dane Swan, he has a rip at it, but he's yet to get one to come off the boot freely.
Burns to the goal square. Davis just waits at the back, finds him, and then he misses.
Could have marked
in the end, he could have marked it, yeah.
Just sitting there, minding his own business. He was thinking it's not going to get to me. Cleared the whole pack.
He's missed the lot, or a free kick's been paid. And from the back pocket, the Blues, through Stevens, will take it.
Dennis Pagan searching for win number 10 this season. That would be an outstanding effort.
Big Morrell has got free.
Really did inherit a club that needed exhuming rather than rebuilding.
Chris Darren intercepted that. Thought it was during play.
Now Teague's got the footy up towards half back.
They need to be able to get it across the other side of the ground. A lot of traffic.
High ball towards the wing. French over the top. Diving in there, Lucuria. O'Brien picks it up, goes to Woden. 16 possessions now for Shane Woden. Not his best, very high. They came from all directions, fell in front. Harford was taken down, diving in Morrell. Knocked forward by Cole in the opposite direction. The running Lappin. Through midfield, Lappin. Looks inside the forward 50. Beautiful finish. Camporelli didn't have to break stride. He's got it directly in front. And the man on the mark is about 48 metres out from goal. Scott Camporelli booted 5 goals against these Magpies, round 21 of 1998. He's been around a heck of a long time. Important kick, this one. For the Blues to pull closer. It's working back. Hasn't got the distance in any case.
Someone's got it.
Whitnell's got it, I think.
Free kick.
Going to be a Magpies free, and it's going to Walker.
He's paid the mark.
The Walker?
Yep.
Well, he was closer than we were. That's the obvious out.
He didn't grab it.
Like to see that again.
We'll see in a second. Next break, Gary.
Didn't go to the ball.
Didn't jump, Ryan Loney. Didn't jump at the ball, jumped into his opponent. That's what the umpire has pinged him for.
He's got it anyway, Lance, so you did right. They are closer than us, so Lance Whitnell, who thought he had a mark on the line. Now, here's the first one. Then Lance takes the front.
Oh, yeah, no, it's
very,
Walker's
very
mark.
good decision.
Yes.
Yeah, we never doubted the...
No.
No, we just said we'd like to see it.
Lance
Yes.
got clear very quickly. And a free kick against Loney. So Lance Whitnell, big kick coming up for the Blues.
Enjoying their best passage in the game. Whitnell swinging a long way right to left of behind.
That best passage has been enjoyed by Nathan Buckley. He's been sitting down for the last 10 minutes. He's now back on the ground.
Well, that's that one where Whitnell didn't stand on the mark to Walker, and Walker's his direct opponent. He nicks off, the ball gets turned over, and Walker doesn't get a cop-out from his teammate.
Lance Whitnell 1-3 now on the night.
Carlton again.
And he's got the footy again, Big Lance. He's had some very good days against the Magpies. 3 times he's booted 5 goals, most recently round 21 of 2001. He's got the ball down towards right half forward. Spots Koudafides on the lead. Will it get to him? Almost. Opportunity for Scotland. Beat a couple of would-be tacklers. Carrazzo runs to the 50, runs inside the 50, with his full measure. The kick's not good. Wanders towards the boundary line in the right full forward pocket. Cloak's taking the mark for Collingwood. They lead by 12 points, but for the moment, doing a fair bit of defending.
And missed some opportunities too in the last 5 minutes, the Blues.
Right under pressure, the Magpies at the moment. No 15, but Buckley's got it. So you're half a chance that he's going to go somewhere to Clement, whose kick was a beauty as well. The fast breakers worked for Collingwood. Woden at half-forward flank. Goes short to Didak.
Richie Cole's been moved to full forward, let out for that one. He might get the chip over here. No, you'll go longer to Tarrant.
Tarrant's got the lead into the space and the mark. Good kick from Alan Didak. I said earlier that Alan Didak's kicking had just been a little bit off tonight. That one was a beauty. And Tarrant on the ground, just shows he keeps going, leads to space, waits for it, and takes a strong mark under pressure from Thornton and Lappin. So a big kick for the Magpies here. Margin's 12 points. Marks tonight have been 55-29 Collingwood's way. The stats are all stacking up for the Maggies, but not quite on the scoreboard yet. So with 5.5 minutes left in this second term, this is a very important kick for Collingwood as Chris Tarrant comes in. He's kicked one for the night. He has kicked two for the night, bends it back beautifully. Big goal for Collingwood.
Now, there will be no stat to say Richard Cole had any...
For the night. Chris Tarrant, two in the first term, first for the second quarter.
Unlike you, Ed. There's the bounce back in the middle. French.
Even I'm robbing him there.
Kudafides hacks it out wide. Morel leads in the race. Just over 5 minutes till half-time. Pulls it back towards the middle. Hard for Whitnell. Did pretty well. Knocked it down to his own advantage. Swings around. Kicks. There's a man back there. Cloak again.
3 chances Lance has had, I reckon, to kick goals in this quarter. 3 really good chances. He's winning the footy. Can't finish it.
Loney out of defence. Wide. Lucuria. Getting plenty of it. Up towards the wing. Lockyer out of position. Coming back Scotland against his old club. Takes the mark.
Not a great kick. He needed to put more width on that.
Inside was
towards centre half forward. Up in front, Walker knocked it down, but stolen away by Cole. Chips it out wide. Reshaw's got it now and running down towards half forward. Davis goes to the wing, chopped off the lead, comes again. Well, that was clever. I'm not sure. Go back to him. Knew what was going on there, but Davis made it look okay and goes to Tarrant.
You just cannot play this bloke, Chris Tarrant, shoulder to shoulder, or let alone from behind. You just have to take the risk that what happened in the first quarter might happen again, and that is that it goes over your head, because there's no defender in the competition that is able to stop Chris Tarrant on a quick lead when he's got space.
I think this first half is showing Carlton what they should be trying to recruit in the next few months. They need a key backman. I mean, everybody needs one. Everybody needs a champion key backman, but they've stood up better already with one tonight.
Tarrant going at number 4. Oh, shocking kick. It wanders down towards full forward. Burns lurking behind. Dragged down. Snaps and misses to the near side. So Tarrant ball kicked that one. He's got 3 goals so far in the game, which equals his best effort against the Blues. Prior to this, he'd scored three times. Here's Walker at half-back. Pulls it around the corner. Johnson full-chested. Came hard. Tarrant's on again. And he's got it. Oh, just got there in the nick of time, but the defender overcommitted. Tarrant runs to 50. And he's been talking with Swan, and it is contagious. It bounces out of bounds in the pocket.
So Chris Tarrant just not hitting the ball there the last 2 times. He's actually had 3 shanks tonight. He's kicked 3 goals too, by the way. But 3 shanks at goal. Throw in, missed the target by a long way. Forward pocket. And Nuck could grab that one because of the new rule too high. And Carrazzo did the right thing, put his body on the line and drew the high tackle. And he gets the free kick. Brings it out wide. Bounces nicely. Bannister up the line. Cole got the front position in the end against Waite. Fought hard. Didn't quite pick it up though. Waite.
That's right.
One arm pinned. Yeah, one arm pinned. Unfortunate.
Great tackle.
Yep.
Did everything right, and then Waite fought back beautifully. Stevens has just gone forward. It Teagues now. It sits on his head. Cloak went hard. DeLuca tries to crash through. Gets the handball away. Loose bouncing ball. Cole and Clement discussed the issue. No one went at it though. And Clement in the end took the ball close to the boundary line. Will have the ball up.
This is, you know, at least you knew David Teague was always going to go back. Never any question about that.
Yeah, you'd be dirty on the kick if you were David Teague.
Yeah, you would be, but great courage. This is the problem with Carlton are having. As soon as it goes into their half-forward line, if they don't win possession, the Collingwood backs and midfielders are breaking hard to the other side of the ground and putting their defenders under enormous pressure.
Up by Walker, just Kurtafidis was always looking dangerous there, and he picks it up. A beautiful kick to the hot spot. And he's done it again, Kuta. Another inside 50 from Kurtafidis. And Bannister fought hard, got the front spot, and will line up inside 2 minutes left in the half.
He's doing it well at both ends, Jordan Bannister. He ran the footy out of defence and then pushed forward. And his ability at the stop plays, Kuta, has been highlighted throughout the night. Woden's having a good game, but at those stop plays, he's just really struggling.
But they're trading almost possession for possession. Kutas are coming from the centre or forward.
6 inside 50s for Kurtafidis. The kick from Bannister for goal number 4 for the season. And the Blues hanging.
Kuta up against Shane Woden now. Wowie's had it 17 times, which is fantastic. But Kuta only 4 less, 13 times. But all Kuta's possessions are basically coming. If you draw a line right through the centre of the ground, anywhere forward of that, it's Kuta. And he's like the second last disposal before a goal. Whereas Woden's in the back half.
6 inside 50s, Kuta.
Well, there you go.
2.
There you go.
Fantastic there by Bannister, getting his second goal. When you consider the quality of the opposition, doesn't get much better than that. And then the finish. 9-5-7-4, just over a minute till half-time. And Carlton, as they've done most of the season, hanging around. French knocks it down. Johnson charges in. He's got the football. Carlton players all around him. French somehow. To Kurtafidis again inside the forward 50. Loose ball at the back. Cloak goes back. Gets an obliging bounce to Clement. Tracks it towards the back pocket. Spots a man up the ground. Goes to Lucuria. Like a base runner going to second. Took the mark. Got it to Cole. Across to Swan. Back to Cole. Runs on to Johnson. Clock is down to 48 seconds. Ample time. Johnson from left half forward. Puts it up. Williams is the target. And Williams takes the mark.
Well, it was a good clean grab. It was a kick to a dangerous position rather than trying to spot one up on the boundary line. And David Teague, as funny as it sounds, paid the price for being too close to Williams. He didn't get a jump at it. He was right on his hammer when we have a look at the marking contest. It didn't allow him any time to try and run and get his fist into it. And once Williams elevated, Teague was virtually stuck underneath him and never got a chance to get his hands up. He was too close, if he can be, for a defender.
And maybe didn't quite rate the opposition with enough respect. Going at his second goal of the season, and he pops it through. Some breathing room right on the siren. Can't beat good timing. Collingwood get their 10th. They're 10-5-65, and Carlton is 7-4-46. So the margin 19 points. It was 13 at quarter time, 5-3 to 3-2. Carlton enjoying a lot of good play, particularly late in that second term. But having said all of that, Collingwood getting a goal on the siren that's crucially important. Half-time at the MCG. Friday night football. The Magpies 10-5. The Blues are 7-4.
Final game of the 2004 Toyota home and away season.
Collingwood by 19 points. Swan missed the football. Down he goes. Was he pushed in the back? He'll get the free kick.
I was going to say, Barnaby French needs to charge at Josh Fraser like he's never charged at a player before.
Room for Tarrant. If he looks straight, goes.
Swan kicks inside the forward 50. Tarrant reaches over the top and makes it okay.
Played it the other way.
Well, it's going to Lappin. He was the man in front.
This is danger for the Magpies here, because see Lappin's the one out by himself. That's because Collingwood have decided to go with a loose man in defence, which leaves Lappin going the other way, who is exceptionally constructive.
On the replay, pretty good call by the official. And now we'll have a ball up. That's what the WWE needs.
They rarely go to the replay.
No, they rarely go to the replay. You're right.
Like never.
Nice shepherding, going the ball.
There's a bounce on the wing.
Straight up, get him up.
Fraser in from the side. Walker won it. Taken by Morrell. Bentic. Now Scotland stops and lobs it down towards left half forward. Walker coming back with it. Arriving quickly. Waite swings it across his body. They'll compete right on the 50. Almost Whitnell went to the ground, missed it. Opportunity off the ground now by Walker. Arches the back. Did he keep it in? Not so sure he did. Hand passes back towards the middle. Taken though by Holland. Spots a man in Loney, and the Magpies are on the move.
Loney just measuring up his options here. Goes wide out to the left-footed Woden. Woden now tries to bring it inboard. Beautiful kick. Tarrant lost it for a moment in the lights. Beautiful kick from Shane Woden. 8 marks to Chris Tarrant at half-forward flank for Collingwood. Kicks it inside the 50. Fraser's gone down. Koutafidis from behind got the tap. Lappin at the back of the pack. Throws the ball into each other's face. 1-1. And that's a bit silly because you give away a free kick. Yeah, umpire let it go. But it's ridiculous doing those sorts of things.
Yeah, a little one. There was one before that. Lappin just threw it into the guts of Alan Didak.
Throw in. Koutafidis and Fraser. Davis for Collingwood. Lockyer lost it. Koutafidis again. Look at that magnificent play. Lappin was dragged off the ball.
Good tackle by Leon Davis. Good pressure.
Lockyer.
Good tackle by Bentic as well, with Lockyer not giving a free kick away. Look, once again, Carlton in trouble. The handball earlier from Walker was ambitious. The turnover, they had 3 and 4 players breaking, so they need to set up more defensively once they get the ball inside their forward 50.
35 metres out from the Collingwood goal. Koutafidis grabbed it out of the ruck, just got the handball away in time. Carrazzo gets it over the top to McGrath. Now the Blues are away. Comes back inside to Camporelli, who kicks long up towards Walker. From behind, Lance Whitnell. He's getting away from Walker. Paul Digby was cleaned up. I said play on.
Didn't hold on to the tackle.
Run down beautifully by Walker again. Walker kicks out towards Williams. Gets the front spot. Tarrant handballs off. Didak wants to find his left boot. Now he does. And from 55, kicks long to the goal square. Leon Shepherd's nicely. Goal to Collingwood to Alan Didak. Is it no?
Free kick.
Free kick to Carrazzo.
He plays on immediately to the pocket. Lappin. Back to Carrazzo. Runs away from the kickoff line. No Magpies near him. Now, he set Bannister a real task, and Bannister having a terrific night.
He's done well, hasn't he? One out against Nathan Buckley.
And that was 1-on-2 if Buckley could get it on the ground. Now Waite's got it down towards left half forward.
Lance has made room for himself. That's a poor kick.
Goes in that direction. Carries Whitnell and Walker. Loose at the back. Taken by Holland. Got it away. Cloak. Opportunity to the outer side. Johnson. Comes back to Clement. Runs to centre half back. Looks down towards centre half forward and gets the distance too. In from the side down there. Houlihan didn't take the mark but knocked it down to his own advantage. Rebound opportunity for the Blues. Bentic back to Houlihan alongside the centre circle. Kicks inside the 50. Mark is taken by Walker.
His kick's good.
He's done a few things tonight. I haven't seen Carlton play too often this year, but he's done a few things tonight, Andrew Walker, that says he is going to do justice to that #1 Guernsey.
Now, if Mick Malthouse saw it, this is Digby Morell. The peripheral vision wasn't really in operation then. And see, the tackle didn't stick. And this is Davies. And Leon Davies.
He didn't go in the marking contest.
I've got to say, though, Mick Malthouse has seen Andrew Williams at marking it, attempted half forward, and this created the goal. It's not going to be, but you would have to send the runner out there and say, there's sometimes you've got to go and make the spoil. He was going to get there first and decided, no, I'll hang back and just try and spoil. You've just got to educate a boy that sometimes you've got to put your body in the spot.
Walker's kick was poor, as you saw, out of bounds on the full. Played a blinder on debut against the West Coast Eagles from memory. Loftus. Here's Clement in the back pocket. To casual. Loney, it was touched by Favola on the way. Loney still with ample time, though. Goes to Cole. He can go over the top. He does now. O'Brien is running, dispersing the gulls as he goes. Chance of a goal at the other end to Lacuria. Back to O'Brien. Cole has it, 70 metres out. Well, they're showing plenty of it to the Blues. Stevens got a piece of it. Getting the deflection was Holland. Back comes Stevens. Cole's over the football, pushed out of it. In there is McGrath trying to back out, going nowhere. We've got a ball up as we go down to the dock.
Yeah, Josh Fraser out there running around, actually overflexed the ankle, toes too much up towards the face, and just stretched those ligaments at the bottom of his shin. So it will be sore, but they've been able to sort him out at half-time, and running around with a bit of soreness in the left ankle, but looks much better.
So a comedy of errors there. Not that any Collingwood supporter would have been laughing too much. Scotland with his nose to the ground did it beautifully out to Teague. Teague now kicks long to half forward. Close got the sit from behind and takes a strong mark.
He's a loose man at the moment, Jason Cloak, so Carlton need to know that. They can't just blaze away long.
Handball just got to Swan. Back to Holland. Holland chips up the line. Doesn't find Buckley, who opens the space up to Holland. Who's turned it over now. And away go Carlton. Bannister's having a good night. Kicks to the centre of the ground and finds Morrell.
Houlihan's away to the wing.
That's where he goes, out wide. Didak has to make some ground. Houlihan, very clever player. Finds some space, goes to ground, did Didak. Houlihan kept his feet, then went to ground and had another go. Side bump, no umpire said free kick in the back. And it's coming back to Houlihan.
Not smart, not smart. Williams had to realise he was under all sorts of pressure at that stage, and he just let him off the hook by giving him a free kick.
Now Brennan has to give a brilliant account here.
15th touch for the match and 5th for the quarter. And in the meantime, the most dangerous man for Carlton on the ground is able to lead into space and take the kick. You're right there, Gary. Williams, all he had to do was dwell on him on that stage.
Oh, look at this. There's a couple of great tackles and efforts. First, second effort from Didak. Houlihan's under pressure right now, and Williams does that. Go the footy. And Kuta does it all. Gets in the front half and presents as a leading target.
Margin, as it was at half-time, 19 points. Just over 13 minutes till three-quarter time. And Kouta-Fedes steps to the 50. Gets plenty of distance on this one. It's okay. It's better than that. It's very good. His second.
He's, well, there's a lot of people speaking about Kuta at the start of the season, suggesting maybe he was gone and that he wouldn't play again. Well, having a look at him tonight,
he's not the same player, no, but he's still got so much to offer.
Still an awesome talent and a presence. He's got this presence, Dermot, that he says he can do it at stop plays around the ground and also going forward. It's a beautiful kick.
So Anthony Kouta-Fedes does it again. From 45 metres, he had 17 disposals, 6 clearances, 7 inside 50s and 2 goals for the Carlton captain. Just showing everybody last week that he was back in town. There's another clearance for Kouta-Fedes inside 50. Lance Whitten, all the old names are starting to turn up for Carlton. The kick was smothered off the boot. Nice hands out there from Woden. Buckley was dispossessed. It spills now for Waite. Woden goes again over the top there. Free kick, no. Umpire's going to have a bounce as Camporelli was the last man to have a good grab at the ball. Look at that possession time, 63% Carlton, 25% Collingwood. The Blues have really lifted, and the Magpies by 13 points down.
Yeah, Dennis has got to him at half-time. No doubt their tackle count has really stepped up in this opening 10 minutes of the third quarter, really trying to limit Collingwood's usage of the ball short.
Slapped forward by Fraser. And a throw against O'Brien, said the umpire, so Carlton are going to go forward again.
It's very evident the pack of players surrounding the ball now. Collingwood are just getting pressured with their disposal.
McGrath, another good kick. Coming back, Fraser takes the mark. Good to see he's okay. Little chip for Davis, who's been very good tonight. He's got 3 goals and the mark is paid. 65 players, 52.
It's a very costly miss kick. There's not only does he turn it over, but open up the whole ground. They were lucky that the ball didn't go the full length.
And Josh Fraser's, they left it open straight down the wing. All the players around the centre square. Goes in short there. They'll try and leave it open down the wing, but if you lead in there, you've got to get out. Now we get Cloak run in there.
Lucuria kicks it up towards the wing. Interesting manoeuvre by Waite. He's been penalised. Doesn't matter. Cloak dropped the mark but plays on and kicks to the pocket. Reaching up, Tarrant couldn't hang on. It spills out of bounds.
And one of the very few times we see a player take the front spot on Chris Tarrant in a lead, and he's able to nullify the contest.
In the shadows there, Michael Malthouse. He's won 5 out of 9 against Carlton since taking over at Collingwood. Thrown in. French reaches over the top. Deflected it down to Stevens. Didak did well to disrupt that play. Stevens fell over. Loney is in there. Somehow it comes out to Didak, who kicks to midfield, and the mark is taken by Walker.
Oh, look at Davies is away. You can't see him. Walker's too young. The experience isn't showing.
Walker breaks away then. I think it was McGrath who kicked the midfield. There's Morrell on the wing. Penetrating kick inside the 450. Favola was down there. charging in Lucuria. Did pretty well. Got it to Johnson. Over the top to Walker in space. Half distance past Loney. Holland is running for him. Now a chance for the Magpies. Holland goes for distance. Didak will fly from the side. Didn't touch the football. Big French set a task. Slipped. That may have aided his cause. Brilliant pickup by Houlihan. He's been looking very good in this term. In fact, for the night, back in the side tonight, Carrazzo, like him, saw him against Melbourne last week. Stacks of carriages at right half back. Little chip over the top. Now Walker can take it and go. Looks down towards the forward 50. Cloak in from the side. Yes, a good contest for Bowler. Davies gets the crumb. Hooks it inside the 50. That's not a good effort. He missed by about 10 metres out of bounds on the full.
The problem is if they don't win possession, don't take a mark, Lance and Brendan not all that good on rebounding and defensive work. The ball just flies out of their forward line.
Great lead by Tarrant to the centre of the ground. Johnson hits him. 37 disposals Collingwood, 43 Carlton in this term. So the Blues on top. Collingwood holding on though by 13 points. Tarrant goes short with a kick looking for Williams, who takes a strong mark. Truce in a half forward position. Handballs off to his skipper. Buckley goes wide to the pocket. Good kick, and Alan Didak can line up to put Collingwood 19 points in front.
That is why Nathan Buckley over the last 3-4 years raised another level. 7 or 8 years ago, Nathan would have just tried to put that. That's a good mark here because Williams kept his chin up, knew he was going to cop one in the back of the head, but Buckley 7 or 8 years ago would have tried to belt the cover off that, but he made it so easy for Alan Didak to receive it. It's a brilliant kick. He'll lead to that all night long.
Didak's kicked a point tonight and 20 goals, 25 for the season. Big kick for Collingwood because the Blues have been running. This against the run of play. Blues have kicked 1 goal for the quarter. Collingwood none. As Didak comes in, bends it back. He's shanked it though. Yes, he's got it. He's didn't hit it as well as he would have liked, but he'll take it, that's for sure. It's gone through for a goal. Magpies to a 19-point lead.
Just can't get it inside 13, the Blues.
So Alan Didak, 21 goals on the season now. 11-5, 8-4.
Who did it clear here, Dennis? Orwell Woden. They both stand opposite with no opponent.
French backhanded it down. A half chance for Kudafidi, sensing the danger. O'Brien got across. He's immediately claimed. Bentic took him down and will have another bounce.
Why would you do that? Why would you let Anthony Kudafidi stand in the middle of the ground without an opponent?
Because Woden's rolling the dice. He's actually his opponent at the centre bounce and standing with a centre circle between the two of them.
Well, 4 guys up, including Kudafides that time. It falls to Lucuria, runs inside the 50. He was pushed as he kicked. It affected the kick. It may have bounced on the line. Did it? No. Well, on the call, it did. Brought up the chalk.
Thanks, Andrew.
That was the Adam Simpson play. Third man up over the top. Belt it clear of the pack because Carlton are trying to choke it in now and know it's going to happen and run onto it forward.
Thrown in front, French. Delicately, but to the wrong man, Lucuria gives it away to Didak, who trying to manufacture something there, but got an unkind bounce. It sat up a little higher than he anticipated, and he virtually shinned it through for a behind.
Any portion of the ball on the line, and it's still in.
That's okay.
Yep.
Been goal for the last 8 goals since the 8-minute mark of the second term. Collingwood leading by 20 points. We've been going 15 minutes in this third term. As you can see, just under 8.5 minutes left. As the Blues go forward, Morrell flies high. Good strong mark by Digby. So Digby Morrell just backward of half forward flank. Kicks in front of Whitnell. Over the head it went. And Davies has got there and taken the mark.
He read the flight all the way, young Davies. He knew he was going to mark that.
It was a push. Daniel, you got 50. You've got 50.
You've got 50, so there's going to be a 50-metre penalty against Johnson for the push, which means Davies will go to the line.
You're too smart, Daniel Harford, to know to give that away now, turn it around once it's a certain goal. Just takes a back pedal off that.
Now, Davies was the player who terrorised Collingwood in the earlier game this year. And he kicks the goal. So it's goal for goal the last 9. Blues fight back.
Without doubt, Davies read the flight of the ball all the way in on that occasion. He trailed out behind Lance Whitnell, and he knew, he spotted it earlier, he knew it was going to sail and carry over.
Let's have a look what happened here.
Watch him here. Now, he sees it now. See? He knows it's coming long. Well done.
And that was the 50.
That was the 50, yep.
So the margin back to 14 points. That young man, as a result of the 50 that came from that, has got 2 goals. Daniel Harford mixing it up, and the umpire insisting that you need to be careful.
That was the 50 right there. It wasn't the push from Johnson, we're told. It was the altercation he had with Harford.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Scott Jeffrey right there to make that call. Fraser won it down. Loney gets away, going goalward. They are rolling the dice. He kicks from 70 right deep into attack. At the back of the pack, there's going to be a free kick, and it's going to Houlihan. He wastes no time. To Harford. He's got it at left half back. Bit happening in this game. Harford, Wiley peels off, kicks it towards midfield from behind. Morrell, good aerialist. Quickly into the path of Lappin. Good shepherding by Favola. He goes over the top as Clement peeled off. Favola lines up and gets it. Here come the Blues.
Brendan Favola rewarded for a selfless act there. Recognised his teammate was running onto it. Shepherded. You notice how the ball got to Big Digby. Now Brendan's shepherding right now. Now he lets him go. Draws the opponent. Good goal. That was such an important little sidestep by Harford as well to gain the extra 5 metres and hit Morrell with it.
They haven't been able to get it to within this margin for a long time. They finally got it inside 10 points.
So the Blues within 10 points for the first time since the opening minute of the second term. Through Brendan Favola with his second. Good play from Lappin and Harford further up the ground. Blues have kicked 3 goals to Collingwood 1 in this third term. 7 minutes and 19 seconds left. Plenty of time in the third quarter. And it's 8 points of difference.
Still by himself. Oh, he's going to hit it straight to him. Not this time. He just missed the ball.
Mercurio tried to get it out. Woden did. Out to Fraser. Fraser now to Lockyer. Lockyer around the body. Leon Davis got front spot. Then recovered beautifully. Grabbed without the ball. Surely we're getting a free kick.
Yeah. It's created a bit of panic, Leon Davis, because he's been dangerous all night. So the defenders are very aware of what he's been able to do. Just overcommitted.
Leon Davis has kicked 3 goals, 1 for the night. The kick inside was a shocker, though, and Houlihan's been able to cut it off.
He's got a head of steam up here. 8 possessions here to Houlihan this quarter.
And the Blues are running on centre wing on the members' side, or what will be the members' side, as French took the mark, wanted to play on straight away, kicks it up the line, does it well to Lappin, who is dangerous. Lappin plays on straight away to Scotland. Scotland now has a bounce, looks up, looks for Lance Whitnell. Whitnell wrestling with Walker, is being held. He'll get the free kick now, he gives it away. The first grab was on Walker, and the umpire saw it. So Walker has it at fullback for Collingwood, gives it off to Woden.
Good early call that by the umpire.
Out of the back pocket, Woden. This is Shaw.
That's where Lance has got some problems.
The space now. How will it bounce? Close to the line. Cole has it. Needs support. He's rounded up very quickly by Waite and taken across the line.
He had a lot of space, Lance, to lead in early. Now, what you got there is Walker hasn't. He's still trying to get eyes on the footy. He's paid the first one and not the second one, the umpire.
Got it right. So boundary throw-in on the wing. Local crowd, and a good crowd tonight. As I said, good conditions. What a warm night in Melbourne. Falls to Loney again, the attacking side of the pack, and he gains about 40 metres on the bounce and runs it out of bounds on the forward 50.
Burns and Buckley sitting at the moment while this rally is on.
They've got to give them some time to recoup and just get some air into their lungs. It's how much damage happens while those 2 playmakers, those 2 leaders, are sitting on the bench.
Yeah, Mick's got to find out about these blokes and whether or not they're able to play when the heat's really on.
French over the top, got a fist on it, straight to Williams though, close to the boundary line. Davis found some space initially where there was none, and corralled across by McGrath. He was across very early in the tackle, so boundary throw in under 6 minutes till 3/4 time. Magpies 72, Blues are 64.
Look at the ball, look at the ball!
Just under 6 minutes left in the third term.
No, don't touch him!
And the throw in, well, he was grabbed from the throw in. Carazzo gets the handball. It's Williams for Collingwood. His kick went nowhere. Scotland under pressure from Johnson, high up and under. Woden with the fly to the ball, a magnificent mark.
He's been good still, Woden. We know Kudafiti's had a big influence, but he's been good. A couple of good mates here, old mates, Scotland and Johnson.
Yes, played pranks on each other all through the year as well.
He's got the angry tablets tonight, Benny Johnson.
In his 100th game. Free kick going Tarrant's way. And Tarrant has got it outside 50. Been 9 minutes now since Collingwood's last goal. Blues have kicked the last two. Tarrant's 55 out. Has kicked 3 goals tonight. He's been
good.
All duck or no dinner with his kicking, though. From 55. He likes this side of the ground. Not on this occasion. It bends back, but not enough. And through for a point. So Chris Tarrant now 3 goals, 1.
Well, these blokes have got a quarter and 5 minutes of footy left for the season. They will leave nothing on the ground, that's for sure. That's why it'll be an exciting finish here.
I think it's all Swan or no dinner tonight. Here's Thornton over the top. Scotland checking if a couple of Magpies has not been good, but Tarrant gets another chance. Davies running down. That's holding it. Oh, well done.
Didn't hit his foot on the way down. Wasn't to know he was there. He wasn't being a smarty or anything like that. Just didn't know he was there.
Justin Davies, though, didn't give up.
And didn't go forward either, I think was important in the tackle. Otherwise, it would have been a push in the back.
Game on a knife's edge at the moment. Davies out of defence to the wing. Carlton looking better. The Magpies continue to lead. Friday night football from the MCG. Another throw in. Didak scuttles off the ground. The hint of a limp. Burns back on. Headed for the forward line. And Houlihan is coming across to pick him up.
Which is not a bad matchup.
Camporelli goes in, knocks it away from Johnson. The boundary umpire will do it again. Just over 4 minutes till three-quarter time. There's Houlihan.
They must play a 5 or 6 man forward line, Collingwood. Otherwise, they're allowing Carlton to just choke the ball and get 20 players around every stoppage.
Bannister knocks it out of bounds.
Because the Blues will play a 3 or 4 man forward line. And they'll go with their 10 or 12 players, so to speak, around the ball and take the Collingwood opponents with them. That's what Dennis wants.
Kudafiti's gone to full 40. You can see Whitnell coming off and DeLuca coming on. Now, they did this the first round, Carlton. DeLuca played well going forward. As Stevens kicks to the wide open Pagan's paddock. Ball goes over the line and out of bounds in front of Harford. Kudafiti's will stay for the stop play, but DeLuca, who still hasn't been picked up, is roaming free at centre half forward.
Walker will go to DeLuca.
So the throw in the pocket. No one watching the ball, really. There was a lot of watching of other players. Davies. Ball spills out and he's missed. I think it was Waite, was it, who had the shot?
Yep.
Just missed.
We were right in line with that goal. It looked very good off the boot.
Didn't bend back enough. Back to 8 points the difference. Davies again in there. And he tried to kick the banana and it just didn't have enough on it. So from full-back, Clement plays on, kicks it long, out towards Fraser. Strong mark, but the umpires pick the free kick out. It's going to go to Digby Morrell.
Hold it up, Josh, but don't give the 50. Take your time.
Thank you, Josh.
Well, there he is. Kudafiti's takes the mark.
Because, Dennis, there was a lot of Carlton players back behind the ball. And there was always a chance for them to lead and find space, and Kuda being one.
Yeah, he would be the one, though, that you would be paying most attention to. There's the free kick, slung him out of the road. And then, well, it's
Good
amazing
kick.
this bloke could find that amount of room.
Well, that's twice he's been able to do so this quarter.
Anthony Kudafiti's 2 goals to go with those numbers. If he gets this, it's less than a goal. And Carlton looking stronger at the moment. Steps inside the 50, sets it on its way. They're celebrating already. 3 goals to Anthony Kudafiti's.
Been a dominant game. Now, the only points you take off him is the fact that his opponent has also had a pretty good evening, but gee, Kuda's ability to do it in the middle and the stop plays and go forward and kick the important goal. Look at the space he was given and the room. It was just amazing how much space he had to work into there without any direct opponent, any pressure. Buckley back onto the ground now. It's getting tight. 2 points of margin for Violas off the ground.
Best goal haul for Anthony Koutafidis since round 15, 2002.
They've changed their whole forward set-up. Favola and Whitnell are sitting. Koutafidis has gone to the goal square.
So it's 2 points the difference at the MCG as Collingwood and Carlton go at it again. The centre break goes to the Blues. Houlihan from Scotland out wide to Morrell. It's been all Carlton in this third term. Morrell kicks up towards DeLuca. Punch from behind from Loney. Off hands Harford. Harford knocks it forward. Under pressure there from Lockyer. O'Brien for Collingwood. Was legged, said the umpire. And O'Brien will take the free kick in the back pocket. There's no trip there.
Yeah, he's threw out his left hand and just tried to get a sneaky little one. I don't know if he got him, but he did deliberately try.
O'Brien out to Woden, to Walker. He was almost off. The hand up. Comes back into Holland. Inside 2 minutes left in the quarter. Collingwood have led the game from start to finish so far. Not finished by a long way this game, though. Up it goes towards full forward. Cloak out on the lead. Couldn't quite grab it. Now it's Lucuria, blindsided. Didn't get the tackle away. Teague put his head over the ball, did it well. Was dragged down. Picked up by Buckley. Buckley back to Cole. Cole cuts back inside. Has another go at it, Cole. Now he gets his boot on the ball. Kicks it up towards full forward. Marking contest. Fraser can't get his boot on the ball. And it's through for a rush behind. Good pressure from Barnaby French. 3 points the difference. A minute 24 on the clock, third term.
That's a bit of a test for him, that hurt. Last game of the season, two clubs going nowhere, but gee, they're going at it. High ball from Lappin towards the outer side. Up in front was Walker. Roving the pack tee goes to Davies. The youngsters combine. Then a couple of old heads. Stevens to Camporelli. Kicks it beyond the wing. DeLuca goes up. Walker pleading his case for a 3-0 doing. DeLuca kicks inside the 50. Koutafidis, was he interfered with? No. The umpire was only 20 metres away, and Clement, the first thing he did as he came back was look towards the umpire. Got the goal anyway. Waits got it from Houlihan. Blues in front.
What a clever kick. What a clever kick by Houlihan. Low percentage, boxed in on the boundary line, has to kick it end over end. He knows he hasn't got the, well, just the pinpoint accuracy under that pressure to make a pass through the air. Rolls it onto him, and a clever kick off one step. That's a good call by the umpire. He was, as you called it, Dennis, 20 metres away, perfectly side on. Now, he's aimed this up for him. That is a true assist. Yeah, take it out.
Five goals to 1 to Carlton in this third term. They've kicked the last 4 of the game. Collingwood were leading by 19 points. Now it's the Blues by 3, and McGrath gets the centre break again, and Morrell somehow was 10 metres clear. Out wide he goes. He cuts back inside. The kick goes forward, and Clement falls over at just the wrong moment. Had the mark and then couldn't hold it. Johnson breaks the tackle. Tries a second time. Tries too much. Umpire says he threw it. He's given the free kick to McGrath. Or is it Walker? Walker will get the free kick. Johnson broke the first tackle. Pleads his case, but with 22 seconds left on the clock, Carlton can go 9 points up. Let's have a look here. No, threw it. Bobbled it up. So Walker, whose last attempt at goal ended up out on the full. The number 2 pick in the 2003 draft comes in. This one won't make it. DeLuca up high. Koutafidis has rushed on. Kept it in, did he? Still in play. Walker takes it to the line. Collingwood's Walker, that is, for a rush behind. Well, Carlton had 2 goes at it there. Koutafidis, every time he goes near, is absolute danger for Collingwood. Look at this.
Power.
And a great smother by Tristan Walker and a rush behind.
For the dying seconds of the term, I think Waite may have pulled his boot back there and didn't contact the ball. As the siren sounds for 3/4 time, and Waite almost got another one on a platter. Houlihan was superb moments before, but what a turn by Carlton. Look at that scoreline. They trailed by 19 points at half-time, and they turned for home, leading by 4, 12-6, 78, 11-8, 74 on Friday Night Football.
Welcome back The story so far, Collingwood versus Carlton. The Magpies out of the blocks early. Ryan Loney to Chris Tarrant. And Collingwood had the first 2 goals on the board. But some ominous signs early as Anthony Koutafidis wound back the clock to take a beautiful pack mark. Paul Licuria on the run. The Magpies slammed on 3 in a row late in the quarter to lead by 20 points. Bannister got one back. A late goal. And Collingwood led by 13 points at quarter time. Bad news for the Magpies, as Josh Fraser limped off with an ankle injury. And that opened the door for Brendan Favola. Quick reflex snap at goal. And Favola was on the board. And the Blues were back in town until Chris Tarrant kicked a beautiful goal. And Collingwood led by 19 points at half-time. Suddenly, Koutafidis came to life, and so too did Carlton. 5 goals to 1. Including a 50-metre penalty as Harford and Johnson boxed on. Davies kicked the goal. Lappin was playing beautifully. He opened the door for Favola to put the Blues within 8 points. Goal to Koutafidis, and then Houlihan setting up weight. And for the first time in the game, the 28.5-minute mark, the Blues are in front. They lead by 4 points at 3/4 time. In the last game of the 2004 season, it's going to be a thriller here at the MCG. For Collingwood, Tarrant and Davis have 3 each. For Carlton, Koutafidis has 3. Favola, Bannister and Davies 2 apiece. Gary, Anthony Koutafidis is the danger man.
Oh, have a look at this. Someone's got to take responsibility. This is a ball that's gone out, and the mark ends up getting taken by Digby Morrell. There's Tarkin Lockyer, so fair enough. He might go off and find someone. Someone else has to have responsibility. There's 2 here. Now, he goes off to pick up one, does Holland, and so does O'Brien. So they just look at Cooter and say, well, we're not going to worry about you, Cooter. All the while, that's just gone into forward 50. He has waltzed around the most important player on the ground at the moment, and that was an amazing amount of time and space. You would go to him at the exclusion of 17 others and then pick him up.
Second time in the quarter it happened too.
Yeah.
Koutafidis in carbon copy fashion, kicking 2 goals, getting inside deep to the forward line, then leading forward.
Yes, he's been dominant. And look, Digby Morrell was outstanding as well.
Tony Jones, boundary side.
Well, Mick Malthouse began that 3/4 time break having a lengthy chat to young Loney there. As for Dennis Pagan, well, he is absolutely obsessed. You can see Mick Malthouse there. He looks for him, and then eventually he finds him. Look, it wasn't a bait, but he certainly had a good chat to him. But look, Dennis Pagan obsessed with winning this game. Let's see how it unfolds.
Carlton by 4 points then. Up they go. French knocks it forward. Woden slides in. Time to get up. Lays it off Licuria. Smothered off the boot. It goes high in the air. Fraser slaps it out wide. Missed by Stevens. By his standards, a quiet night. Buckley was in there. Comes across. Nicely done. Waits kick. Floats down towards half forward. Going back. The mark is taken by Cole. Some respite. Cole to the middle. Good kick too. Fraser has it.
Loney's out here on his own. On the left foot.
Lays it off. Swan thinking about a hand pass. Now he kicks. That's better. Loney has it. Left centre wing.
Too slow to get there. Big lead now coming out from Williams.
Loney with a lazy kick into the path of Williams. Outnumbered 2-on-1. Teague very conscious of leaving him alone. Harford grabs the football. Didn't look. They had 2-on-1. He kicks it straight back to Swan, who's just forward of the wing.
Digby Morrell on the mark. 9 possessions in the 3rd quarter. Best man on the ground in that 3rd quarter. 6 inside 50s.
Fraser plays on. 75 metres out from goal. Sets it to about 30 out. Burns almost. Couldn't hang on. In goes Lappin. Spills across to Houlihan. Surrounded by Magpies. Kept his head brilliantly. Thornton back to Lappin. Lappin runs to centre half back and spots a man inside the centre square. Wait immediately. Goes across to McGrath. Looping hand pass intended for French. That was ambitious, but he's going to get the free kick.
Yeah, important. They had a 2-on-1 then.
Plays on immediately inside the centre square. Harford to half forward. Coming up. Favola missed it. Chance for Clement. Gets a hand pass to O'Brien. He in turn goes to Loney. And Loney spots Burns beyond the wing. He runs hard. Takes the mark. Can take it and go. No, he checks.
Now he goes long. Tarrant's the man. Johnson from behind as well. Tarrant there fighting with Thornton. Good play. Williams for Collingwood. Ran over the top and fell over.
He's got to want it.
Carezzo runs now from half back. Kicks up the line to Favola out on the lead. Good play by Clement. No umpire said it was high.
Well, Jimmy Clement over the last month, he is the #1 infringer in the league for free kicks. So it must be a technique situation.
And a 50
on the
back check. Jeez, what a big call by the umpire. And another one. 2 on on the back of each other. Certain goal, Brendan Favola.
Abuse.
Gee whiz.
No, you can only kick it, Brendan, when it's played.
All clear. I'll play the goal. He was behind the mark.
Play it anyway.
No, he was behind
Well, I reckon now's the time just to button up, boys. Now would be the time to button up. In the mood they're in, they might ping you again.
Well, Josh Fraser gave one away a second ago. The two #1 players in the comp over the last 4 weeks to give away free kicks are Josh Fraser and James Clement. Now, that's a technique thing because we saw him do it against Matty Lloyd and they pinged him. So they say they don't focus on players, but they've looked at his technique at spoiling the arm, and that's what the majority of his free kicks over the month have been for.
Well, who knows what was said. Whatever was said, it's been given 2 50-metre penalties. Who would know?
And the Blues have got the last 5 goals in this contest. 13-6, 11-8. French goes up, wins it down. Well, Woden on his knees again in characteristic pose tonight. He's working overtime, trying to edge it forward. The umpire calls for it. So the Magpies need to find something right here.
It's been a big comeback from Carlton. Daniel Harford been important with a few touches as well. Just a smart player. Pace gone out of it a bit. Morrell was outstanding in the third quarter.
Bounce virtually in the centre circle. Taken by Scotland. Again, they stay off him. He gets the kick away. And this guy has done very well in the last 5 minutes. That's White. Little chip inside the forward 50. Coming up for Favola. Camped in front. Camporelli lines up and gets the goal.
Well, they went in as 1 3/4 time, Carlton. They were tight, they were up, they just hit the front and they've started in the same fashion. This is some resilience from a side that many's tipped would finish on the bottom of the ladder. Not over by a long stretch, but Collingwood have got some work to do, Dirk.
Oh, they've kicked 1 goal for the second half.
And this is Brendan Favola not falling over, just contesting the ball, controlling it to the front, and look what happens.
Yeah. Spot on. Brendan Favola let out. Now the umpire right then, he actually put the whistle to the lips again on Clement Spoil. He just grabbed the arm fractionally before he got there, so it's a focus. If he does it, they'll ping him.
Great contest by Favola in the marking contest. Control the crumb. Camporelli knows where to run.
6 goals to Carlton. The last 6. They've kicked 7 of the last 8. Collingwood have only kicked 1 in the second half so far. Out wide to Burns. The Magpies have got to get going. Burns dragged off the ball, gets a free kick.
He handballed it. He held on to the tackle.
Just give him back to him, mate. Stay out.
There's room for Tarrant to come straight up at him.
Now Thornton's paying him better, Dermot. He's taking the dangerous place at the front.
Burns concedes 30 metres to the ball back on centre wing.
Now Loney can go in.
Runs to Loney. Over the top to Woden. From right on 50. Thumps it long to the goal square. Big fly required. Up goes Williams.
And the hover.
Williams has taken the big mark. Needs to get back and kick the goal.
Big Barnaby was the man that was going to spoil. Runs right into David Teague. And they both go down. And Williams comes up and takes a big mark.
Yeah, Teague didn't have touch on him. Allowed a forward, just 3 or 4 step run up, balance and jump.
So Williams has kicked 1 from a strong mark. Both his shots coming from pretty much inside the square. So 5 metres out, Williams to give Collingwood a chance. Comes in and kicks the goal. Collingwood get their second of the half.
Well, Shane Woden continues to win the footy, Dermot. He's had an intriguing contest with Camporelli. He's certainly paid, with Koutafidis. He's paid his way. He's up to 26 possessions. And there's a big grab, and it's a nice clean mark as well. Just made a butcher of it, did Big Barnaby. He's put it inside 54 times, Wowie. So he's paid his way. There's no worries about that. The game's still very much alive.
Oh, yeah.
You just get the feeling that Carlton and Collingwood will respect each other in the morning. This has been terrific stuff. Goal for goal, and not a lot to play for. It's all about just pride in their jumper. Tapped down by French. In goes McGrath. Lost it, found it again. Hand passes out wide. Loney Couldn't control it. O'Brien tracks it. Stevens put the body in. Brilliantly done, Stevens. O'Brien fights again. Applies the tackle. Did he drag it in? Not according to the umpire, who was behind that group, as you can see. Not the best angle on that play.
Dan, I reckon there's plenty to play for in as much as it's cut and dry. Whichever side wins finishes on top of the other and has 6 months of that to look forward to.
Hey, it's Carlton Collingwood. There's always plenty to play for.
Bannister has been pretty good. Comes away, kicks inside the forward 50. Hangs a long time in the air off hands. Camporelli. Was he taken away? He was twice. It'll come back to Camporelli. Davies has kicked it. All clear is given. Blues have got the goal. Davies has three.
That's a tough call. I mean, he went the ball. It's hardly in the Nathan Deeks category, but he went the ball and he got the ball first. He tapped the ball first before he made contact. But they got the goal anyway, so it doesn't.
I think there were two there.
This bloke here, one, and then the next one was a free kick there.
Yeah, okay.
And he cops a lot, does Scott Camporelli, but when it's his time to stand over the footy, he will stand over the footy. I reckon that was a great effort. A lot of pressure on in the game. One possession of it in a hot situation.
Buckley in the centre now, along with Woden. Still haven't utilised Koutafidis in the centre bounce to stabilise as Collingwood get a couple of takeaway clearances.
The Blues 4 inside 50s
Collingwood.
and 3 goals for the turn. 16 points the margin. Still plenty of time for Collingwood. Fraser goes long. Williams and Tarrant. Williams goes again, couldn't quite hold it. Picked up by Tarrant, gets it off to Burns. Burns looks around. And a free kick against Tarrant for Shepherd.
I didn't see it.
He lost the ball in the lights for the mark. You'll get a shot of it here. Yeah, well within his rights. He virtually got tackled and he didn't have the ball.
Scott Jeffrey finding one.
Been good again, Lappin. Rock solid, been creative.
Lappin to centre wing. Good mark taken out there by Walker.
He was stock you'd load up on this kid.
He's got some ups, hasn't he? You can jump.
Walker takes off in the middle of the ground. Long kick.
That's a free.
Walker goes up, no free kick, comes down to Clement. Didak, head over the ball, flicks it out to Licuria. Licuria now runs. Burns presents himself. The kick from Licuria was a shocker. Off the side of the boot, it allowed Lappin to run on, and the turnover is complete. Nick Stevens now 60 out. The kick is on to Favola. Beautiful kick. Favola couldn't hold it. Picked up by Josh Fraser. Over the top to Lockyer. Lockyer now to Clement. Shovels it up the line to Licuria. This time needs to do better and does. A good long kick to Woden, who sets himself. He's had a good game, Shane Woden. Wanted to give it off to Davis, and now he does. This is a vital play for the Magpies as they go short to Johnson, who marks it. 55 out on the boundary line.
Tough starting position from this one.
Off one step, kicks it high in the air. Tarrant's got front spot in the mark.
Well done.
40 metres out directly in front. Chris Tarrant to kick goal number 4 to get Collingwood back within 10 points.
10th mark goes, and you see he did all the hard work 2 steps away from where the ball was. Just wrong-footed Barnaby first. He just didn't have the nimble.
Barnaby stopped rowing.
Big goal for Chris Tarrant coming up for the Magpies if he can kick it. 3 goals, 1 on the night. Tarrant comes in and kicks truly. It's 10 points the difference with 12 3/4 minutes left on the clock.
Chris Tarrant has had a really good night. A really good night. He's been the one out forward for a long time. But I want to take you back to the other end of the ground. The Favola marking contest down there, he let the ball slide through his hands and he went to ground.
He wanted to go to ground, though.
In contrast to the other one where he controlled the ball to the front and Camporelli kicked the goal. That is the killer. And, well, this was just a nice little setup. They have to go wide. And as you can see, there's Big Barnaby. It's just a little slow off the mark.
Good game of footy. How about that?
Game has reversed, though, Dennis. Collingwood back ahead with stats in this quarter, so they're going to score again, the Magpies.
Carlton by 10 points. Stevens to Bannister. Back to Stevens. Somehow found some space, goes down towards half forward, going back with the flight of it down there and knocking it to ground with Swan, swooping on the loose ball. Walker to away, 2 of the youngsters combined. Pagan will love that.
The important thing is here for the Magpies, don't panic. Just, I know you've got to have urgency, but don't panic. The third quarter, when Carlton had their best quarter, was the only time that they outdid Collingwood for possession. That's a good throw too. He's got away with that.
Tell you what.
But they can't panic here, the Magpies, because their game style is that of which they won the first half with. Just keep going with it, plug away.
3 youngsters there, Davies.
Let's have a look for the throw.
Also Walker. That was just super touch.
Ooh.
Super touch.
Yep, all right, well.
And Waite finishes. Walker, Davies and Waite, that is an exciting trio.
They're winning enough of it, the Magpies.
Lose those 16 points. Collingwood are going to have to kick 3 goals. Fraser to Buckley, the long kick. Tarrant underneath it again. Gets the front spot. Punched away, though, by Thornton. Good play. Teague to the boundary line. Over the line and out of bounds. Throw in 55 out from the Collingwood goal.
Wow. 12 minutes. 12 minutes of the season left.
55 out from the Collingwood goal. It'll hit the arc from the throw in. Fraser. French got the tap. Bannister in there. Knocks it out again. Bannister still going.
Very good.
Good play from Bannister. Goes to ground.
Gonna ping him. Gonna ping him.
Kick to Collingwood. No, he's making all the play. That rule. Probably the right decision by the umpire, but choose that rule. Red hot. Bannister was doing everything right. Holland from the pocket to Tarrant, the sliding mark. He got there, Chris Tarrant.
He is the big, great wide hope, Chris Tarrant. He has now taken 11 marks, I think, for the evening.
And he's kept running and running and running. Look at, excuse me, look at that great play by Chris Tarrant. 4 goals, 1 on the night.
Tough kick for him from this angle.
6 inside 50, sorry, 6.
He's going to have to kick 6 goals tonight, Chris Tarrant, if Collingwood are going to win.
He's got to kick this one for the Magpies to have a chance. Kicking down to 11 minutes left in the last quarter. It's Carlton by 16 points. And Tarrant just fades it and misses to the near side.
Barnaby French to the bench. DeLuca coming on. Still plenty of time.
Well, that shows you that Dennis is looking at his team thinking, well, Barnaby's not getting around that well at the moment. DeLuca's double grabbed everything he's gone for tonight.
Here he is.
There you go.
Gets in the footy. He's away, though. Kicks it beyond the wing. Going back with the float of it. Cole kept his eye on it. Could have almost got a free kick. Slapped it across towards Buckley. In comes Walker. Walker pushed off the football. Goes again. Took down O'Brien. Clattering in there, Koutafidis. Was he held? Waite's got it. He's claimed. Wrestled to the ground, and the umpire will call for it. Right on the wing.
There's a risk with DeLuca. He's a good kid. He's a good player, young player, but he's double grabbed everything he's gone for tonight. They've just gone for the fresh legs.
Well, he's just got to run, doesn't he?
Yep.
Work hard and get around the ground.
Over the top, Cole. Wrestled across the line, Scotland.
Really like Bannister's game on Nathan Buckley tonight. I know Buckley spent some time on the interchange bench, but he has just gone shoulder to shoulder.
Have to say, too, when Buckley was off the ground, it was a bad time for Collingwood. Throwing in. Fraser over the top. Knocks it down. Stolen away by guess who? As if on cue, Bannister inside the forward 50. Socket off the ground there by Swan. Up wide towards the boundary. Will it run out? He tried not to, but eventually it does. 102 plays 87. Inside 10 minutes remaining in Collingwood season. Michael Malthouse working double time.
DeLuca sits 60-70 metres behind play now as a spare ruckman in the back line.
Walker gets the tap. Fraser to Licuria. Licuria's kick goes straight down DeLuca's throat.
Well, he called Walker and Fraser at that last ruck contest. Someone's got to get out and make a contest with this bloke.
DeLuca's kick up the wing position. Walker was the flyer for Carlton. Houlihan threw it up. Swan went without it. Now he gets the handball out to Licuria. Licuria out to Walker. To Cole.
Back into traffic.
Comes back the other way, but it was a good play in the end. It found Lockyer. Lockyer's handball didn't have enough on it. They're mucking around Collingwood, and Davies takes it to the line. Over line out of bounds. 9 1/4 minutes left in the season. for Collingwood to try and kick 3 goals. Carlton have done it beautifully in the second half.
Oh, that's an eighth of a football match, 9 minutes. You know, there's enough time there. An eighth. Well, it's half a quarter. It's 20 minutes of the quarter. It's just short of an eighth, all right?
Burns is over the football. I love it when you get technical. In goes Didak. Good at booties brilliantly. Houlihan's away, bouncing down towards half forward as only he can. Where's Di Gauci? There goes the kick back towards the middle, and the mark is taken by Waite. In this term, Davies, Waite and Walker have been terrific. Kick from 60, long down towards full forward. A bowler almost.
Get up, Brendan.
Lucuria in front, peels off. Running hard is O'Brien. It comes out in his direction. O'Brien on the wing. Tried to swing it back towards the middle. Davies was in there. Lucuria keen to make amends, but there's some holding, and it's coming back to Davies.
Against O'Brien, held him down once he went to ground.
Hasn't this kid been good in the final term?
Sensational, he has. He's just really stepped up, despite the hair.
O'Brien wasn't doing anything stupid. He thought he was helping his teammate by just containing Davies so he couldn't go to the contest, but got pinged for it.
Walker for Collingwood punches away from Favola. Picked up by Lucuria. Lucuria has a bounce, opens it up. That was great play by Paul Lucuria. Fumble from O'Brien. Finding some space now. Not much on offer though. He's got to go wide across the ground.
Good option because Teague was straight down the line.
Williams can go over the top to Didak, who was limping only moments ago. Tarrant out on the lead again. He's got the space and the mark to Chris Tarrant.
He's been a horror from this spot all night, Ed. He's not kicked it well from here.
Went left to right, Dermy, and a big left to right on it. So he needs to, if he can do it again, start left-hand goalpost.
Kicked one from this spot.
So he went left to right as he looks at going away from it. Okay.
We'll get the reverse angle shot of Chris Tarrant in a moment.
Get the cameraman
Coming down to 7.5 minutes left in the quarter. 15 points the difference. Here's the one.
Well done, Dave.
Tarrant comes in the kick.
Oh, again, Gaz.
Again. He just didn't make the adjustment from the time previously. Had to really start it from the way he was looking at the goals. Left-hand goalpost.
4 goals, 3 to Chris Tarrant tonight. The last 2 pretty close to goal, but missing the same way, just fading on their trajectory. Lappin for Carlton.
Still plenty of time. Next goal, vitally important. Burns sensing that 55 metres out. Might get it off his own boot. He's got it.
That's home.
The consummate professional.
Oh, Matthew Lappin just bit off a bit more than he could.
Into the last quarter of season 2004 for Carlton. Collingwood is back to an 8-point ball game with 7 minutes on the clock.
Hooters in there.
Big centre bounce. Stevens got it out. Burns for Collingwood. Flicked it out to O'Brien, who went without it. Winning again though, O'Brien. Did well out to Fraser, who shoveled it out to Woden, who just turned it over though to Stevens. Stevens' kick to the forward 50. Lance went without it as well. Bit of pressure out there at the moment. And a couple of turnovers there. Big crowd tonight, 60,898.
Yeah. Good turn up for the 2 teams that aren't being involved beyond this week. I guess it's why wouldn't you come and watch them for the last time?
The midfield of Carlton has dried up in this last quarter, even though they've scored a couple. They're getting their drive from Lappin off the half-back line. Stevens has had it 5 times, but Collingwood, Lucuria is cleaning up in this last quarter.
Fraser with pure courage with that very, very sore leg. Gets it going for Collingwood again. Woden breaks the tackle. Gets it onto Lucuria. Lucuria looks up, goes around the corner. There's just a hand on it. Went to O'Brien, who's lifted in the last few moments. Now Lucuria over the top to Buckley. Buckley looks inside. Not much on, so he kicks it towards Williams at full forward. Teague from behind. Off hands. Good punch. Teague got enough of it. Hit the umpire. It comes back to Didak. Play on. Johnson in his 100th game has a flying shot at the goal, but he's missed.
Wasn't up his fault. He was there.
Take it all back in.
He just belted it.
That would have been the ultimate irony.
He couldn't have done any more.
He belted it at the umpire. I tell you what, the Magpies are a huge show here. They're starting. Well, they're finishing off running a lot better.
Lappin close to the boundary line. Whitnell. Thrilling finish this. Whitnell back towards the middle. McGrath. 7 points the difference. Just under 6 minutes remain. McGrath, a good pick up this season, goes to the wing. Davies hands to it, couldn't hang on. Getting back is taken taken down by Walker. Was he holding it? No. Umpire gave him a lot of time. This is Stevens, 55 metres out. Wonderful finish. Scotland has got it. About 20 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's deadly with the ball in his hands.
And this tackle from Andrew Walker might be the one. If that's not a free kick. They got the ball out. He got it out, sorry. And then this kick here from Stevens.
I'd hazard a guess that it's not instinctive to evade a tackler for Dane Swan.
Well, no, not when it's coming like that.
It was the rabbit in the headlights there. He went neither way.
But in a broader sense, gentlemen, how is that not holding the ball?
That's holding the ball down. That is holding.
Oh, okay. Just for a minute.
Just forgot to blow the whistle.
Here's Scotland.
Good kick, Heath, Scotland.
Wouldn't he like this? The former Magpie. Set free. And at his new home, he delivers a body blow.
Gaz,
what?
It's if they're good enough, there's time left. It's a 16th of football.
No, I'm not going there, Dermot. What I want to talk about is Andrew Walker. I think I found a new favourite. Look at the committed chase. Had an opportunity, thought, no, I'll take him on. And then was slung to ground. And then still given the chance to get up and handball it.
Amazing.
But this is a nice finish from Stevens. Great hit.
Flat.
So the Blues fight back. They lead by 13 points, 5 minutes left in the game. Burns for Collingwood. Spills out, still going, umpire's letting it go. Stevens trying to come out of the back of the pack. And now we'll have a bounce. Inside 5 minutes, clock ticking.
Well, they'll just choke it now, Carlton. They'll try and get as many players to this bounce down and just choke the ball.
Burns, the third man up at DeLuca. Held strong in the back. And the free kick will go to Caruso. Gets it off now to Camporelli. Camporelli long to the pocket. Clement and Favola wrestling. Davies has found a bit of space close to the boundary line. Over it goes for a throw in.
He couldn't have done what he did in round one against the Magpies. 3 goals in the last quarter, Justin Davies.
Paul Lacuria been fantastic tonight with 33 disposals.
He's had 10 in this last quarter. He has given everything tonight.
Boundary throw in. Collingwood must hold here. Whitnell lost it. Cole went without it. Scotland tries to dig it out. Whitnell once more. Slung. Interesting. It's a throw.
We've got to go here, the Baggies. It's the dying moments of the season. Just don't die wondering. They've just got to go.
It's got to go back because it's time on.
Clock stops at 4:11. Burns, who moments ago gave them hope with that long-range goal.
They probably need to come out this side to get it open and free and run and play on at every opportunity.
So the margin 30 points. Time the enemy of the Magpies now. Burns very wide. Lacuria coming up for his 34th. Marvellous effort from half-back. Goes towards the wing. And Carlton almost happy to contain them in front. DeLuca takes the mark.
Well, this time when they've got to win the game, you cannot have a 6'7" bloke playing loose across half back, excuse me. You've got to get down and man him up and get a contest.
You've got to take a risk and kick it across the ground and kick it away from him.
And the best chance, Dermot, is to get it in the hands of Chris Tarrant. Well, go and play on your loose man so you can at least have a chance to get to him.
Well, DeLuca takes plenty of time, told to play on. He's on the wing. Sends it inside the 50. Big pack at the drop. Gathered down there by Houlihan, who snaps back and puts it out of bounds. I fancy on the full.
He's had a good night, Houlihan. A really good night. I reckon he did this last year, played a blinder towards the end of this season.
Well, Roden in the back pocket for Collingwood. Brings the ball out.
And Buckley's got to come up and lead at him.
Burns. For Cole.
Just go. Just go.
Yep. They have to try and break him up at least some way.
To the centre of the ground. Walker.
Bomber.
Clement. Kicks forward. Beautiful kick. And Brodie Holland gets on the end of it. And will line up 45 out. Needs to get going.
Yes, he's kicked a couple of goals a few weeks back, but they need to go quick. They did. We got it in.
I think he was aiming for Tarrant then, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. Just coming from outside, didn't he?
Turned the kick over a bit.
So Brodie Holland coming in. He's kicked one tonight. from inside 50 has kicked his second for the night. And the margin back to 7 points.
Needless to say, big centre-bounce clearance.
Still plenty of time. There's our scoreline. 7 points the difference. A thriller on Friday Night Football.
He's hit it to Cooter,
who tries to feed it back to support. Burns grabs it though, is taken high, scrambles a kick down towards half forward. Scotland couldn't control it. In goes Holland. Diving in was Teague, couldn't control it either. Over the ball is Davis. It trickles out.
He was going to play
Harford sneaks away with a footy, sends it back towards the wing. Cole has it covered with support. Wait again. Too high though on Cole. Advantage is paid. Woden slips it away. Lucuria hard against the line. Goes over the top. It's taken by Lockyer. Inside the last 2 minutes. Kicks inside the forward 50. Thornton came hard. Thumped it away. Carrazzo with the run out of defence. Kicks towards the wing. And the mark is taken by McGrath.
Might be enough, you know. At the score from that last forward entry.
Harford will get this out wide. They'll run it down here. Daniel Harford's just told him, settle it.
There's a free kick coming up down here. A holding free kick is going to come to Collingwood. It was against 150 metres off the ball.
Tarrant's on his own.
O'Bree's got it. He runs in.
Don't kick it to him. He's 3 on 1.
Look at that.
O'Bree kicks to Terrence.
How'd he get away?
Well, he double back to him, and it was the biggest double back you've ever seen. Both Koutafidis and Teague all ran to the out of the side. A minute 15 on the clock, 7 points the margin. Kicks this, it's a point the difference.
I tell you what, it's a tough kick because he's turning them over, as you say, from left to right.
This is against...
Garrett has kicked 1 goal, 2 for the term.
Now, this is the turnover here. Brendan Favola. What a price to pay for that.
This is the thing they've got into their heads the last few weeks, these umpires. 150-metre turnovers. Tarrant, though, to give Collingwood a chance. Comes in and kicks the goal. It's a point the difference with a minute on the clock. Tarrant has 5.
Has there been a bigger price? Well, now he's trying to get back.
He's still holding that part of the jump. Now, the umpire can see the stretch of the jumper there. Now, we're blindsided by that view. You can see the initial grab. The umpire's seen the stretch.
Gee whiz, it is a massive price to pay. Anyway, point the difference. What a finish.
Hunker down. Carlton by a point. A minute to go. Rucks go at it. DeLuca knocked it down. Lucuria advances the ball about 5 metres. Koutafidis over the top of it. Picked up by O'Bree. Kicks it down towards half forward. Teague came hard. Hit the hands. Carrazzo's got it. Under pressure. Gained about 10 metres with a kick. Stevens has it now. Heads for the boundary line. Will he run it out? Yes, he does.
You watch the numbers get around this now. Dennis Pagan will send the message to his team. Every forward line player, get up there, make numbers behind the ball, around the boundary line, throw in.
And they'll clog up the forward line, Dermot. They'll push numbers back. Cooter's back. DeLuca's back.
6 Carlton players at this and 12 in the back line. They win it still.
Stevens goes for the boundary line. 2 magnificent kicks from Stevens. 29 seconds. There's still time for a clear break. Collingwood with 27 scoring shots to Carlton's 23, but it's the Blues by 1 point in the last 30 seconds, 29 seconds of season 2004.
Camporelli peels back off the play to be loose again.
Defensive 50, Walker slaps it forward. Carlton got the numbers though. Picked up by Wade, who's had a good night. Kicks along the boundary line, it turns over though for Woden. Woden towards Leon Davis, who has to mark. He goes one-handed and gets it. 15 seconds, there's only 15 seconds to go. Time is ticking away for Collingwood. It's pushed out of the hands. Koutafidis gets the handball away. They're going to win the Blues. 5 seconds to go. The turnover isn't there for Collingwood. Carlton have won by a point.
What a great game of footy.
A great finish and a magnificent comeback by Carlton. Unbelievable it's been. 19 points down at half-time, 4 points up at three-quarter time, and they've done enough to hold on by a point. Can you believe it?
What about some of the efforts out there tonight? Anthony Koutafidis was superb. Paul Lucuria's last quarter was a return to that finals form he had 2 years ago. Just lion-hearted.
How do you reckon Brendan Favola's feeling right now? Yes, indeed, Brendan. It's going to be a long summer. Let's go down to Tony Jones, who's got the skipper of Carlton, who was outstanding, Anthony Koutafidis.
Yeah, thanks very much for that. Well, there it is. Look at the scoreboard, mate. 1 point the difference.
Oh, it's always good when you win, and especially against Collingwood in the last round. So very tough game. They played really good footy today, Collingwood, and we just kept fighting it out to the end. Good way to finish the season for us.
Yeah, I mean, Dennis must have... What did he say at half-time? Because I know he was pretty animated at quarter-time, but half-time must have been a beauty.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't play good footy first half, but we knew we weren't out of it, and we just had to keep fighting, and there was 2 quarters left for the rest of the season. So the boys put their heads down, and it was a great win.
It's had over 60,000 tonight. Probably half of those Carlton supporters have stuck with you.
Yeah, they've been great over the journey, and we've gone forward this year. Next year, let's hope we can go forward again.
You got a song to sing, mate?
Yeah, we have. Thanks, guys.
Blues win it by a point. Finally at the MCG, the last Friday night football match of the season. It's Carlton 17-6, Collingwood 16-11.
Howard Dean here. How are things in Marion County? Great. Well, you're